Alright, everybody, welcome back to Evening 2 of Game Over Cancer Fall 2021. This is going to be a big night of a lot of really fun games. First off, we got Monster Hunter World with JalBagel and the commentary with Green Speed. Alright, guys, I'm going to kick it right off to you guys. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is JalBagel, and this is Green Speed. Green, say hi.
Hello there.
So this is Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Game came out in, 2017?
18.
18? It's one of my absolute favorite games to exist. That's why I chose to speedrun it. I absolutely love this game. It is a lot of fun. It is exactly what the title says. Monster Hunter. It's just what we do. Before we do anything else, I put up a poll to vote on the weapon to use here, and this is going to be my last refresh for it. And I am so happy, but great sword won. Alright, good. I can go ahead and close that now. So there are 14 weapons to this game, 15 weapon categories, and, we do either one weapon or multiple weapons in a speedrun. What's one really cool thing about this game is that the last time I ran it here for GOC, we didn't have this mod, but we can skip cutscenes now, which cuts out an hour of the speedrun, which is amazing. But I'm just going to go ahead and get my character set up here. Just want to show off that we can skip cutscenes now, because that's really neat, and see the last, JalBagel. And please give us an abomination cat quickly.
Don't overwrite it.
It's okay. Everything's fine. Alright, here, hold on. We'll just do it on this one. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to overwrite that one. Alright, here, hold on. We'll take that one then. You're welcome, Green.
Yes.
And Speed Green. All right. So this is the beginning of the game. Let's go ahead and get this thing ready. Tug, do you want to give me a countdown? Whenever you guys are ready.
Ooh, exciting privilege, exciting privilege.
I considered.
Alrighty.
I figured you were the one in charge of that.
Oh, I can be in charge. Alright, here we go. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Let's roll.
Alright. So, like I said, we can now skip cutscenes. So the game is actually timed IGT now. We can time out loads and all that stuff. So it's actually really hard for you to make estimates for this game now. Because we time everything on IGT. So world record for this run is done with multiple weapons, with Switch Axe and SNS. Green and I have been fighting back and forth, getting that. I have it right now, but he's going to get it like next week, guaranteed. But this is the beginning of the game. So we encountered a giant volcano that wrecked our boat, and the volcano turns out to be alive, and now we want to get an insurance claim back on it because, I mean, it destroyed our boat. That's not cool. But this category is called with add-ons. Xeno% with add-ons. So Xeno% is the end condition. It's like our any percent for the game, for the base game experience. And add-ons refers to the armor that I'm currently wearing right now. It's called Defender Armor. With Defender Armor, we also got Defender Weapons. Because of those two things being added to the game after the game came out, we have called them add-ons. And what they do is trivialize the entire base game experience. They were actually designed so people could play casually very quickly to get to Iceborne content as fast as possible. Dodge this bird here because he's mean. So it's literally speedrunner gear. We get to ignore making armor and ignore grinding for new weapons. Instead, every assigned mission that we do, which is all of them, will give us the materials that we need to upgrade the weapon. And the armor is both high in defense and high in defensive skills. Those two being health boost, and which it does what it does, and then Divine Blessing, which has a chance to negate damage I take. Not necessarily DPS skills, so don't make us go faster. It does slow us down, or it does stop us from dying, which is, faster than not dying. Or slower than not dying. I miss anything, Green?
I don't think so.
We've been practicing commentary for this speed run a couple of times now, because we both very much like this game. If anyone in chat though has questions about what we do and why we do it, please feel free to ask, because we forget to talk about a lot of the things that we do. But this is Monster Hunter World, and this is the reason why it's literally one of my favorite games, because it is beautiful for the game that it is, for what Capcom did with this game. Albeit a little, washed out, right? Ambient lighting is really bad in this game, but other than that, the game is pretty. It's beautiful. That's why I love speedrunning it. But all this section right here is pretty much tutorial land. They're teaching us how to walk, climb, run, follow the handler, hide in a bush, all nonsense that we really don't... We already know how to do that, right? So we are going to just try to do this as fast as possible, without messing it up entirely. But here in a second, I'm going to set up some personal settings. All of this is just entirely based on preference. First thing we do is turn off auto-saving, because it's actually faster. Thank you, Green, for that. He went through and timed out my save times and figured how much time it would save me, and I said, okay, that's not negligible anymore. Turning off the worst setting in the game, auto sheath, and then just changing around some camera functions so it's comfy for me. How much time did you say it saved, the autosave?
For your computer, about 45 seconds.
In the entire run, in a 2 hour and 45 minute run, we're saving 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Which I should say 3 hours and 15, because that's what the IGT is. 245 is, or excuse me, RTA. 245 is the in-game time that we usually shoot for. That's like highly optimized right now. World record in-game time is 2 hours and 39 minutes and 14 seconds right now. To get that into RTA, we add about 7 minutes, give or take. And that's with Switch Axe and SNS. So you can kind of see the difference in weapons. But the other thing to that is Green and I have spent a lot of time routing out every single fight and scripting every single fight for those weapons. We're going to be using Greatsword today. Greatsword, I am, oh no, Tugboat's still going to push it. All right, we can do that. I'll just need someone to tell me what weapon. Green, do you want to tell me what weapon it is when we get to that time? You guys can still vote on it. I'll let that happen.
I'm so sorry. I was pushing the poll.
This is actually great.
Just so everybody knows, there was a very big hope that Greatsword would win. Just so people knew.
I would like Greatsword to continue winning. It's a fun.
You know how it goes.
Greatsword's a fun weapon. Yeah. Who got the world record again? Yours truly. But the game is weighed on 15 categories, right? A category for each weapon, and then one for multi-weapon. So we kind of look at each individual weapon category as a record, and then of course overall weapon as a category for a record. So this is Astera. Monster Hunter World works like a hub game. Think like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, right? You have a hub that you always go back to, and then from that hub you can go to all of your other levels. Monster Hunter's the same way. You always have a hub that you come back to, and then you go out into expeditions or quests from the hub. We'll be spending a lot of time here, obviously, because we have to keep coming back. And, most of the time here is going to be spent optimally walking and restocking our equipment. Green, do you want to talk about the skip coming up?
Yes. So this person behind us, the field team leader, we call him Matt Mercer after his English voice actor. You'll notice he's forcing us to walk slowly here. There is actually a range to that. So as long as we're outside of that range, we can sprint. So right here, we're going to exploit that range to just barely get outside of it and sprint the rest of the distance we need to go.
Yeah, Killface, we hate Astera too, so the moment that we don't have to go back to it anymore, when we get the second base, we'll be using that entirely. So there we go, that's Mercer Skip. Nice, quick, easy thing. That's about the only optimized movement in the game that's unintended.
Yeah.
There's one other similar skip when we are walking up to the Admiral in a later section of the game, but we just take a different path to kind of get away from them. So these table sequences are really annoying because it's all just text mashing. I'm doing double inputs here, both X and circle, slightly staggered so I can clear the text as fast as possible. And then there are some dialogues that are unskippable. Those are actually affected by the language that we have selected, and we're currently playing in the Monster Hunter language. That's why it just sounds like gibberish. So, you know, we're playing in that language because it's really short. Their whole sentences are like an entire grunt. It's great. What was that time difference, Green, in the whole run?
42 seconds.
We're
and
doing
you are
it.
running Greatsword.
I am running Greatsword. All right, cool. Thank you for that. All right, Greatsword it is. So Greatsword's a cool weapon. It does two things really well. Hitting hard and tanking hits. It has an attack called the Shoulder Bash. When you Shoulder Bash, you gain super armor. But super armor, you still take damage. You aren't immune. You still get hit. So a lot of the time, I'm going to be paying attention to how much health I have to see if I can actually do that. A lot of my fighting in this game with Greatsword is not scripted, so I'll have to pay really attention to what the monsters are doing and how I'm going to fight them. So the first mission is Jagras of the Ancient Forest. You know those lizards, the lizards that we hid from in the bushes in the first kind of tutorial area? Well, we're going to go back for revenge. They kind of bullied us and kicked us out of our turf. We like those bushes and we don't want them there. So we're going to go get it back.
I'm going to jump in really quick with a couple donations, if that's okay.
Please do. This is a great time to do it.
Awesome. We got a $5 donation from Somnus84 saying, "Good luck, Bagel. Show those monsters and Cancer who's boss." We have another $5 donation from Shawnee7188 saying, "I'm a fan of Bagels. This runner seems awesome." We also have a $10 donation from Fenico saying, "Heck, Cancer." All right, back to you guys.
Thank you guys so much for those donations. All right, so throughout this entire run, we're going to be picking up a bunch of materials that are kind of like all around. More notably, there are these things called sleep herbs and parashrooms. We're going to be grabbing a bunch of those to make tranquilizers. This is the first time that we kind of do that, where we grab a parashroom here. But the intent is to capture a bunch of monsters, not actually fight them. I just remembered that I can just level 1 charge these things and they die. Don't mind me, I'm just showing off the kick. Please die. There we go. It's been a minute since I did Greatsword on Jagras of the Ancient Forest. So the cool thing here that I have to do here is all I have to do is just slay 2 of them, and then they'll start transitioning into this room. When they transition into here, they're going to run into those... there we go. Cool. They're going to run into the fire that was out here, and that's going to slay them. So now I just need some RNG and getting an ancient bone. I just need one. I need 1 ancient bone and 1 small bone. There's my small bone. There's my ancient bone. Game is blessed. That's one of 2 instances of quest RNG that we need, of item RNG that we need to make playing the game easier. It's not necessarily needed, but it does make this a lot faster, especially with a weapon like Greatsword that hits very slow and only once. It has a huge motion value to it. Adding a little bit of raw really helps. Last couple of things to gather here, some iron ore. And some flash bugs. Flash bugs work like flashbangs, like in any other kind of game. Big flash stuns the monster. All right. Green, you want to talk about the next fight?
Kestodon or Great Jagras?
Both.
All right. So this next segment is you're going the wrong way.
I am going the wrong way. I was going to go and do Kuliaku.
This next segment is known for being very RNG heavy. It's another small monster slaying mission like the one we just went on, except there's no set transition for the monsters. You just have to... They all stay in the same area. You have to fight them until they're all dead. There are 2 groups we're going to fight. The first group can be manipulated fairly easily, so that's not too bad. But the second group has 5 monsters that can just walk around wherever they want. And when you have a weapon that hits as slow as Greatsword, that's just really a pain to get them all.
Alright,
And
so I
then-
made my bone chest. I got my level of attack boost. That adds about 5 raw into my attack value right now, which will make a big difference with Greatsword because of how damage is calculated with Greatsword. Yeah, no, I was straight up just going to the wrong place there. World record holder, by the way. I've only done this run thousands of times at this point. Whoa. I want to make sure we eat here. Since I don't have this scripted out, I will continue to eat here. So eating gives us a small attack boost, at least for the meal that we eat. We eat the meat meal. Always eat for meat. Gives us a little bit of an attack boost, helps us on the quest. Also increases our stamina a little bit. Similarly to other adventure games like Breath of the Wild, Dark Souls, when your stamina is depleted, you can't move that much. The thing about this game is that if you deplete your stamina entirely, you will stop moving. So we just won't do that. Come on, dodge, please. Thank you. All right, good. Actually, not a bad
Good
first
first
group for Greatsword, yeah. So I'm gonna grab an item over here called a red pit. The red pits are cool. They operate with our Slinger, kind of like a slingshot ammo. I'm gonna use that to drop a rock on the lizard that we're about to fight. I want this. But you'll see me every now and then. I'll pick this stuff up. It's also really good for Greatsword too because it lets us use a move called Slinger Burst. And with Greatsword, Slinger Burst will... That was really weird. Will... Oh, okay.
Ah.
All right. I will
What?
never do that any faster. That was incredibly incredible RNG right there. Oh no, it's all gone. So I got really lucky there. One of the Kestodons, one of the larger ones, moved over and pushed all 4 of them together. That never happens. It literally never happens.
What?
All right. For context, for some of you, Oni Baloney in the chat is a Greatsword main and has been learning this speedrun with Greatsword, and that has never happened for him, and he has done many runs in the past couple of weeks. That is hilarious.
That doesn't happen with the fastest weapon. Like, that was disgusting.
The even funnier thing is that I got all those blast procs, which are a 1 in 3 chance to proc on each hit, but Greatsword only hits once, and the fact that it procced on all 4 of them. That's all of the marathon luck, by the way. It's all gone. The rest of the run is going to be terrible.
Isn't marathon luck bad luck?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm telling you, you got all your marathon luck out in your practice.
Oh, I hope so. I got a hole in 1 on practice, and that was no good. I was a little late here. Okay, we're fine. This is really weird, because how we alert him here will manipulate how he moves. I should have charged that. So this is TCS. This is the attack that we always want to be landing. And there are a couple of different ways to get into it. Want to go right, tackle. Good. And then he's going to do 2 roars here. Huh.
Oh.
Good. All right, if that other TCS would have hit, that'd have been a lot faster, but that was just really good ad-lib to make up for it. So that's one of the blights to Greatsword, is that while you're charging and the monster just moves slightly, you can just miss entirely. That was really fast.
That was.
Green's getting ideas again. I keep saying this, Greatsword has the potential to be one of the fastest weapons. It's just a pain to script.
Yeah. So you may have noticed that we did kill that monster, and earlier Bagel mentioned capturing. So the main reason we like to capture monsters is you'll notice this 60-second end timer that happens at the end of every quest. When we capture a monster, instead of being 60 seconds, it's a 20-second timer. So that's a free 40 seconds right there. In addition, a monster is ready to be captured once it's at 30% HP or lower. So we save the 40 seconds from the timer and the time it takes to get that last 30% down.
All right, now I can go fight Kulu.
Yes.
Whoops. There's an extra button there. Alright, there goes all my money. So yeah, we're just buying a couple of trap tools to our inventory and also to our personal box. That'll help us with routing restocks throughout the beginning of this run. The run's broken up into 3 parts. You may have heard me say Xeno% earlier. That's this category. That's the full any percent category. We have 2 partial any percent categories. Zora 1, also called one for the history books, and Zora 2, also called a Colossal Task. They're named after the monsters or the mission that the category ends with. But for this one, Xeno%, also called the Land of Convergence, will be doing the entire base game. There is another category beyond a Xeno%. It's part of the DLC of the game, which is called Shara%. It goes all the way to the end of the game. With cutscene skip, it takes about 9 hours to do. And it is a pain. Because Master Rank changes all of the rules. Literally everything changes. Unfortunately, we didn't get lucky here and get an Anjanath to spawn on this quest. If Anjanath spawns, we have a chance to get a scale off of him, which it gives us the early weapon upgrade. We call it early Anjanath scale. We wouldn't get that for another about, what was it, 4 quests? 5 quests? So getting that here is actually a huge time save, especially for a weapon like Greatsword. It's 5, isn't it?
I think there's
Pookie,
9
Baroth.
total splits.
Well, it's Pookie, Baroth, on Pookie,
Jura,
Baroth,
Toby,
Jura,
Anja.
Chodus, Toby, and then Anja. Yeah, so you get it for all of those. And that's what, 5? Yeah, it's 5. Alright, so this is Kuliyaku. He is a very fun bird. He's a very easy bird to fight. He has some very cool AI. If he's flashed, he stands perfectly still. It's just what he does. So we're going to take advantage of that. I'm going to grab this red pit because I want to avoid getting claggers on all of this nonsense. The only problem about this fight with Greatsword, because it may sound really good in theory, is that because Greatsword hits so hard, we're going to overlap a lot of different AI. Yeah, and then stuff like that happens. Oh boy. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's that if a monster just moves ever so slightly. And I want to be hitting its head because that's where the better hit zone value is. Let's tackle. He's gonna stand still for this. Hit the head before the rock comes out. Thank you. Tackle. First pod. Go for it. Okay, get it. It did fall. And a 1. And a 2. Alright. So, 2 things to note there. You saw these little red rocks fall. The one that they hit literally like right behind me right there. The little glowing red thing. Those are called powerful Slinger ammo. Every monster will drop them at specific health thresholds. They will drop 3. Some monsters will drop 4 or 5. That's not important. What is important to know is that after 2, most monsters, all but one of them in this run, are capturable. The second pod will always drop at 30% as long as we meet a few criteria. Those criteria are almost entirely unknown because Capcom is amazing about how they program games, so it's really hard to tell exactly why a Slinger ammo won't drop. From what I can tell, it has to do with the hit zone value of the monster and how many times you've hit it. But beyond all of that, every time that we see 2 pods, we will capture a monster. With Greatsword, it's usually after I see 1 pod. Because of how hard Greatsword hits, we usually will be under 30% after the first pod. Come on. So next is Pookie Pookie. Pookie Pookie has a really cool opener. If there is no Anjanath on this, that'll be really good. And Anjanath can appear here and ruin everything. It really loses us anywhere between 20 to 45 seconds because we have to get rid of them. Because 2 monsters in one area is not fun. It is actually the exact opposite of fun. So I'm going to lure Pookie over to this. Anjanath is here. So I have to do a little bit of extra work here. I'm going to get this dung and make him leave. So now he should leave. A little bit of ad-lib here. Oh, I thought I unequipped that. That's unfortunate. Dung pod can't Slinger. And now he's going to want to leave. Yep. That's really unfortunate. I could have sworn I unequipped that. That is very annoying, too. Don't need that anymore. So this game has a chronic illness. It's addicted to inputs, and it will eat just about any input. Dude, you're supposed to land right there. Hit that wall, thank you. Oh, it hit the Jagras behind it. Alright, that works. Good hit. Tackle through that. Just want to find some rock here. Good, they're fighting each other. Never mind, I lied. Jagras is eating me, help. Hey, remember when I got rid of that dung a second ago?
Yeah.
Man, this is hell on earth. I could be abusing flash pods, but I really don't want to be. Don't charge it. And connect the head. Nope, I got the chest, unfortunately. You saw like a number was gray right there for a second. It just means it's a bad hit zone. We want orange numbers. Dude, what is happening here? First pod. And I'm going to grab that Clagger and capture. Yep. Like I said, if we see one pod, the second one's close behind it. Alright. Just gonna go ahead and do this.
So you may have noticed that a few times during that fight, Pookie kind of staggered back and started drooling. That's what we call a claw stagger or a clogger. It's a special form of CC that is the game telling you to use your clutch claw to latch onto the monster. If you do that, the duration of the clogger gets extended by 6 seconds and gives us a bigger opening for damage, or like Bagel used right there, to capture it.
Yeah. If I don't have a clagger to capture off of, I'll usually flash the monster. Flashes stay potent the entire run, which is really nice. Unlike Master Rank, where they're only potent once every aggro rotation, or aggro cycle. Right there. But I have to move that. Alright, so this is the best kind of quest, which is, ironically, the worst kind of quest. You may notice, I'm not skipping this cutscene. That's because if I skip it, the game soft locks. So we designed the mod to not allow us to skip this because we have no idea why. So that's one reason why it's the worst kind of quest. The other reason, it's an escort mission. So for all intents and purposes, this is actually an auto-scroller. This is an amazing time for more donations. If you have any, or if you have any announcements or anything like that. But we are going to take a lot of this time just to gather a lot of resources, which don't think we need to go into any more than we already have. So if you have anything that you want to talk about, please, by all means, take this time to do it.
We don't have any new donations right this second, but I can take a moment to talk about all the different prizes and incentives we have. So right now we have, if you donate $5 or more, you get put into a draw for one of 2 different Perler sets. And if you donate more than $10, you're put in for a draw for a GOC tumbler and t-shirt. And those are really, really nice. I have a good handful of GOC shirts myself. Also, when you donate, you're able to put that towards different incentives. So right now we have a couple open. For example, we have Silent Hill Homecoming Costume Bid War coming up after this. And then we also have the Hades Upgrade to All Weapons. And we are only actually $25 away from meeting that incentive. So if people want to see that happen, you got to make it happen.
All right. So like I was talking about earlier, how stamina depletes when you're running or dodging or doing anything. One part of this, doing it quickly, is stamina management. Rations reset our stamina and also increases the cap a bit, which is really nice. Very comfy item to have in the game. I'm grabbing that dung there as a little backup to a later quest. I don't need it anymore, but I got some really weird RNG the last run that I did. Where the monster still followed me, and it shouldn't have. So if I need it, I have it at least. Shouldn't need it. Alright. So we're coming up to the first kind of checkpoint. There's three like areas that we need to be in when the cart gets there to progress the auto-scroller. Just doing a little more gathering here for this iron ore. I'm going to need that for a piece of equipment later, but I'm pretty sure I have plenty at this point. That's just kind of a free grab because we're just waiting. This is the first kind of a checkpoint, more or less. What's really nice is, though, it's actually really convenient that we have to do this because I'd say roughly, like, what, 60% of the equipment that we use, 60% of the items that we use on this speedrun are found here, in this quest. And the route that the cart travels is pretty much in line with those things. Alright, so that's the first one. The second one's coming up real quick here, too, but we have plenty of time to gather a couple more items. There are 2 types of traps in this game. The one that I have used so far is called a shock trap. I'll capture most monsters with shock traps. I'll capture all monsters with shock traps. If I get lucky, I might be able to do it with a pitfall. But they are inherently different, right? They do different things. Shock traps can be placed faster than pitfall traps. Pitfall traps last a little bit longer than shock traps. A pitfall trap, a monster's body falls underground, so their head is exposed. and a shock trap, the whole monster's body is exposed. So they do kind of different things for us. We'll use pitfall traps when we want to target the head. A lot of monsters, the majority of them, their weak spot is the head. Some of them, it's not, and those are the ones that we have a harder time scripting. So that's
I'm going to jump in again really quick.
Oh yeah, go for it, please, by all means.
Just because we got another $5 donation from Shanti7188 saying, no donations? Then what is this? $5 for that RNG from earlier.
Oh man. Let's get more of that RNG. And more of those donations. So the cool thing too is that this route is just long enough. It's the exact length of the respawn timer for all of these items. So I can actually start gathering them a second time. It's actually really funny. We just double up on literally everything right here. We're max on most items when we leave here. Which, I mean, I think is kind of wild. It's like they knew. I don't know. The way the routing for this game started laying out when we were first doing it is really crazy when you see like how in line with it is with like the progression of the game. Because there's no point where we're like, oh man, you know, we have to route in like extra grinding here. It's like that just doesn't exist. You know, with like most RPG games, you have a moment where you have to like go and grind and find some items, but that just isn't here. Like we can get everything that we need comfortably too, in just the doing every single quest as fast as possible. It's a very convenient speed run. The portion where it gets aggravating is the RNG of the monster fights, and so that's the portion where, you know, the runner really shines. So this is the last checkpoint before the fight that we have to do here. So we're gonna fight a monster called Baroth. Baroth is awful. Baroth is one of the worst fights in the game. I hate Baroth, especially with Greatsword. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pitfall trap right here to capture him the moment he spawns. And a couple of bombs because it's free damage, so why not? But Baroth has a secret tool, and it's his gigantic forehead. Him and I have one thing in common, and it's that our foreheads are huge. Two things. Our hands are also our weak spots. I'm going to be trying to hit his hand with this gigantic sword. And that's where this is really hard, because the head hitbox clips into the hands all the time. His head has a hit zone value of like, what? We looked it up. It's like in the 20s? In the 15s?
Yeah, it's bad. It's
really bad. Good's hit zone value is in like the 40 range. Like I think like a 45 is the ideal hit zone. His, unfortunately, really bad on his head. So we're going to be trying to avoid that as much as possible. If this is going particularly bad, I might take the opportunity on a Clagger to tenderize his head. It's a mechanic that we don't use that often, but I want to try to use it more on this speedrun, because tenderizing does two things for us. It makes that hit zone softer, so we don't bounce off of it, and it also changes the hit zone value, so we get more damage off on it. Eat this might see before the cutscene here, and the cutscene resets our position. Oh no, my trap. Oh wait, no, there it is. Oh, alright, cool, thanks. Not great. I got a gray number there. And that was a little too soon. Just really trying to line up that. Yeah. So one of the attacks that you can do I call Choo Choo. We don't want Choo Choo. Man, he is really just not doing the right thing here. Alright, I'm going to have to go with hit and run. Until I get a Clagger. Right there. Good. Good. All that went into the hand. That's awesome. That's a great hit right there. Man, I got mudded. Going to switch over to flash pods now. Yep, there's that head hitbox. First pod. Keep an eye on him. If he starts to de-aggro, that's a good hit. And I bounce. Move your head, please. Oh my gosh. Okay. We got the second pod, though, so I can flash him here. Stop him from moving. And capture him. This fight with Greatsword is very difficult. Finding ways to do it fast is not easy. The only benefit of doing this fight slow is that you get to gather extra Thunderbugs here. Other than that, that was pretty much on par for Greatsword. But it's very much a hit-and-run tactic. You swing, and then you move. Because taking advantage of his AI is very difficult. But a lot of the speed strategy in this game comes from, I mean, our movement and routing, and then also just knowing every fight. You know, understanding how these fights work and how we can abuse and take advantage of AI and positioning. On the smaller monsters, a lot harder to do. But on the bigger monsters, we can actually position ourselves in certain ways to bait certain AI. And we'll be doing that a lot later. But for these first couple of fights, we're just going to try to beat them up as fast as possible. Green, I'm going to let you talk about fish.
Oh, okay.
You get the honor of talking about fish.
Oh, yay. I love fish.
Nobody likes fish.
Yeah. So, this next monster is Giratotus. It's a giant fish. And this fight is awful for several reasons. The first of which is that it's in a swamp. And the swamp has a lot of deep water. And in deep water, you can't place a trap to capture. So there's maybe 10% of the zone we fight him in that he can actually be captured in. So that's the first awful part. The next awful part is there's a lot of small monsters in this zone that really like to hit you around. Those can be avoided relatively easily. And then the final annoying thing is this monster doesn't follow the rule of pod drops. Instead of being capturable after 2 pods, it's capturable shortly after the 3rd pod.
Literally started with bad RNG. Let's go. What is happening? I am going the wrong way. Clutch Claw's doing it, y'all. Should be able to get this here. Alright, we're good.
While the big mudfish trolls you, I can read another donation.
Go for it.
Alright, we got a $24 donation from Kolobi saying $24 to troll Bill. All weapons Hades incentive, let's go. Alright, and in saying that, we had just reached the goal, so we are at $250 for Hades. So at this point, we are upgrading to all weapons. That'll be a blast.
That'll be awesome to see.
Alright, thank you very much, guys. Back to you.
I'm so far away from him. I actually flipped the head. Let's go. Turn towards me. Alright, so I'm getting really weird positioning here. And he just now moved into the area where the other small monster fish can now bother us. Oh, cool. I got a Clagger off of that when I did not want the Clagger off of that. Good, that's still connected. I'm going to move this way. So I'm at 2 pods right now. I need to wait for 1 more until it's cap ready. No! Oh, that was so close. Alright, now I'm getting just the worst Giratotus AI. Clagger. I don't have a... Oh my goodness. That one was on me. Can't even blame him. Clip it! Where's my last pod? Come on, man. I don't think I've gotten it yet. Hey, look, my last pod. Tackle that. Draw attack. Capture ready. Catch out! No! No! Alright. Have to wait for that to end now. The fish are trolls. So I am one trap short now, which is really unfortunate. That's... fish. That's why we don't want him to go to that side. I can't believe I got hit by 2 of them.
Yeah, that was something.
One is manageable to get hit by. You have just enough time to still capture it when you get hit by 1 fish, but getting hit by 2? No, this is a great sword run. This will be fine. This will be great later when I start fighting monsters that I really like with great sword. Like, Nergigante.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fine. That one's plenty of fun.
So you may have noticed Bagel wasn't using any type of slinger ammo we've shown before. That was actually what's called a thorn pod. That is a very helpful CC tool because if it gets stuck onto the monster's head, any hits to the head for a short time will deal KO damage, which if you build up enough of it will give us a knockdown, which is a free opening for damage.
We can get those natively with greatswords, just a little bit harder because we have to do them off of tackles, and I need to do it a lot. Which I've gotten a couple. I think a few fights I'll actually try to script it in. I'm going to do something here that I normally wouldn't do.
I'm going to jump in again because we got even more donations, actually.
Oh, let's go for it, yeah.
All right, first up, we got a $5 donation from Majestic Moo 27, which just so happens to be my girlfriend, saying, "Love you, Tugboat. Stop yelling the donations into your microphone. I can't hear my TV show." To that I say, no, it's okay. We also have a $20 donation from Mark saying, "Bagel has a pretty face in Cyber Shadow Red." Right, back to you guys.
So Tobi-Kadachi. This is one of my favorite fights in the game. I actually really like this fight, but it can be very RNG heavy. One of the things I'm going to try to do early is get a leg break. On some fights, the breaking a monster's part will cause them to topple or to knock to like fall over, and that gives us an opening to attack. The leg break knockdown on Tobi-Kadachi lasts a very long time. So we'll be able to get some good damage in. I want to be able to do that early because then I can start doing my CC chain against it, getting claggers and other topples and stuff. So we're going to start with that, which kind of softens up the leg. And then, of course, he jumps away. Yeah, I've so far gotten really bad RNG because he jumped into that tree. Heartbreak? Nope. YOLO. Thank you for giving me the walk, but I hit a bad zone. Hey look, the leg break that I wanted. Hit the head. Thank you. Dang, I timed that wrong. I was trying to get the tackle in for that roar. Oh boy, I'm getting bullied. Alright. Ideally, we want to actually be hitting his tail. Flip the head, thank you. Watch what he does next. If I can hit him here, he'll fall out of the tree. And this. Yeah, of course. Flagger. Nice. I'll actually grab that. Hit that back leg, unfortunately. Wall attack. Nice. Monsters attacking into walls are really dangerous for us because we can't dodge it. Because the hitbox isn't moving. Man, he is a squirrely little boy.
This is This is peak Toby right here.
Yeah, of course! Oh, no! Alright, this is what I was talking about with Greatsword, that, like, anytime the monster moves... Alright, there it is. It's just peak Toby Kadachi. Either goes really well or really poorly. That wasn't the most ideal fight, but, yeah, we'll take it.
Now, you may have noticed there, Bagel did another Slinger Burst, this time with what we call a Piercing Pod. Piercing Pod is incredibly powerful because the Slinger Burst wasn't actually added until Iceborne. And it's not based on your raw attack, it's just set damage. And that set damage was scaled for the new rank that was added in Iceborne. So when you utilize that move in low and high rank, which is what we're doing in this speedrun, it's incredibly powerful.
The unfortunate thing about Greatsword is that those usually come up when it's already under, like, you know... hold on. My brain is trying to say what it wants to say here. But my hands need to do something else. There we go. Almost messed that up. The unfortunate thing is that we won't get those Pierce Pods with Greatsword until the fight's already almost over anyways. So any opportunity that I can find to get Pierce Pods in other ways, which there are a few, I'll take advantage of. But for the most part, they'll be dropping at the very end. I'll probably do one Slinger Burst with it and get the other pod. So this canteen up here we ate at maybe once or twice. We actually aren't going to do that anymore because now there's a cutscene associated with it, and we just don't want to deal with that cutscene. It's actually faster just to go into the quest and eat at the camp that we land at, rather than, you know, eating there, because that cutscene is long and annoying.
40 seconds, I believe?
Yeah, it takes forever. Alright, so I'm grabbing a new tool here. It's called the knife. I'm turning those knives into sleep knives by attaching sleep herb to them. I'm going to put the monster to sleep. Green, you want to talk about the wake-up values?
Sure. So, the status sleep it's kind of helpful because it keeps the monster still for a very brief time. But the reason we really care about it is that the next hit on a sleeping monster will deal double damage. Now, you may notice we're right next to this rock that we dropped on Great Jagras earlier in the run. This rock does 5% of the monster's health. So, with that sleep multiplier, this is 10% right off the bat. And this incredibly long knockdown. Good tackle.
Thank you. I extended the hell out of it. Alright, all that was really good. Good. That's good RNG. That right there. Oh, it pushed me so far out of the way! Ledge! Mount here.
So this is a mount. It happens when you deal enough damage while in the air to a monster, and it puts you into that little minigame there. The minigame ends once you flinch the monster enough times. Normally you have to stab it with a knife a lot and it takes forever, but Bagel utilized a special type of slinger ammo that makes the monster flinch to end the mount almost immediately. And it gives us a nice knockdown.
No, please. Please, sir, just stand still for me. What? Flinch. He didn't flinch again. I'm getting very annoying everything right now. I got the reticle bug there. Did you see that? Just shot behind me.
Yup.
The reticle in this game is designed perfectly. It has to deal with collision between the hunter and then whatever the reticle is on. So you can have something in your foreground like this, and it's actually going to aim at that instead, which is behind me. What's really cool is that all ranged attacks in the game are like that. Even for bow guns, everything. Kinsect on the insect glaive, all of it. Reticle bug is awful. Hey, 0.5 transition.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really good. Capturing Anjanath before he leaves that area is very hard to do with most weapons. The fact that I was able to do that there was actually really nice, and all of my TCS is connected. Felt good. Alright, so this is the last mission of the first any percent category, one for the history books. Hey, remember the mountain that wrecked our boat in the beginning of the game? Here he is again. But this time, he's putting us in an auto-scroller. So the Zora Madras fights are awful. They take forever. The game tries to trick you in making it longer, but you know we're smarter than that now, and we won't do that. The Zora Madras fight is really weird. It works in two phases. The first phase is a kind of siege phase where we get to shoot cannons and ballista at them. We're gonna do that in ways to cancel scripted animations, so the so the first phase ends as fast as possible. I keep calling it a cutscene because, like, you know, it is. The second phase is us standing on its back, and that's it. So this is another great place for donations and for reminders of incentives and stuff like that. Probably be a little bit better in the second phase because we're going to be talking some stuff in first phase here. So that's Zora. We saw him a little bit at the beginning. He's a big turtle, big volcanic turtle thing, and he is slow like a turtle. First thing that we're going to do here is a ballista binder. Think of a harpoon with a rope on it, and it's going to stop his movement for a bit. The further Zora is away, the shorter this binder actually lasts. And the script here for Phase 1 says that has to be fired. If we don't shoot it, the NPCs will, and it'll take a really long time. And if he gets to the barrier and we haven't shot it yet, we have to shoot it, and it will take a long time. So we just don't do that. We shoot it immediately, and then nobody wants to shoot it anymore because we shot it, and it is, it doesn't last very long, which is good for us. So now, well, whoops, I did not want that cannonball. Put that back down. I wasn't sure if I had ballista ammo or not. So now we're just waiting for him. Hello, that went through you. We're waiting for Zora to get up to this first cannon. So what happens here is that Zora comes up and he wants this cannon to not exist. He hates this cannon, and this cannon in particular. He wants to destroy it so badly that he is going to walk up to it and try to slam it. He's going to destroy it, but we aren't going to let him. There are two scripted attacks that Zora does. This hand slam, and then on the next one, the cannon all the way over there. You can see like a little green marker on it. On that one, he tries to shoot a fireball at something up there. We're going to cancel both of those animations by firing the cannon at it. The cannon will either cause a knockback or a stagger. This first one's going to cause a knockback no matter what, and we actually want to get that knockback on the third cannonball when it fires. There's going to be 5 that shoot from here total. If it happens on the 4th, we might lose a little time, and I mean, I've done this before, and I've gotten it on the 3rd, and I've still lost time. It's really weird. The Zora one's the worst thing ever because you just lose 25 seconds for no reason. Big step. Fourth cannonball. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to shoot a couple of ballista. What I'm doing here is queuing up a park break. The first cannonball here won't get it. The first ballista after I shoot the cannonball here will. I want to save that part break for after this cannon shot because it's going to put him into a position to further walk into that. This is kind of a culmination of just, you know, LOL, figure it out, and brute force. Whether or not this is the fastest way to do this, we still really don't know, but this is the fastest way that we have found to do it so far. Yeah, his position's a little weird here. I'm probably going to lose some time, which, I mean, is fine. Like I said, it's at most, you know, 25 seconds that I lose here. Actually, that looks okay. All right. But I'm pretty much just using visual cues to fire these. That's my stagger. 1, 2, and my part break. So I'm going to wait for this animation to end and get one more stagger off of this, and then he's going to transition to the barrier, and that's going to be the end of phase 1. Which this gives us some time to do some inventory management and check for some RNG. Ideally, we have gotten by now 1 Anjanath Pelt, which that's the monster that we just fought, and 2 Large Bones, which the monster we just fought can give us. On top of that, we need 7 Iron Ore, and that's it. That's all of the RNG that we need. But first things first, we got to manage our inventory. All right, that looks good. Put all this ammo away because we are sword. We don't need any of that nonsense. And I usually just go through and sell all this stuff just for a little extra cash. It's holdover. Hey, that was actually a fast Sora. Holy crap. All right, let's go.
A miracle.
A miracle. Me. Oh no, I messed it up and it's going to be slow. The game. You thought. Like I said, Zora 1 is just such an enigma to me. I don't understand it at all. All right,
While
there's
you're
the
doing
roar.
a little bit of inventory stuff there, I'll just shout out really quick that we do have an incentive still open for the next run going on here still. We got Silent Hill Homecoming, a costume bid war. There hasn't seen too much love yet, so right now we have Big Red Alex winning at $5, and we also have the Boogeyman Alex, Order Soldier Alex, and ER Alex. At this point, only $5 behind the Big Red Alex. So if anybody has a favorite costume or want to sway that at all, it's all in your hands right now.
So, RNG blessed us, and we got everything that we need. 80% of the time, we get that. The other 20% we don't, and we either have to do a route called 17less, which is playing the rest of the game without Camp 17, or reset because if we don't get enough iron ore, it makes doing Zora 2 a lot harder and longer.
And if we get 17less, it is a minimum of 30 seconds of time loss, and up to, what is it, a minute on tracks?
A minute on tracks, yeah. You lose always 30 minutes. Could you imagine? You always lose 30 seconds. And then you can lose another minute just from bad track pattern. Which is only one track pattern that saves 17less. We haven't really talked about tracks much, and we won't do that yet. We'll talk about it later. Because that is a later mechanic and a later thing. But for right now, we are waiting on the back of Zora. He is moving to the second barrier, and so we're going to gather all of the mining nodes on his back. This is kind of a carryover from the old route pre-Defender gear. But we still have to do it because we need the Dragonite ore and the Macalite ore to make the legs that we're going to get later. But we are way over gathering, right? We do not need as much as we get. But the nice thing is that if you do have all this extra, it's a nice little backup strat if you aren't feeling too comfortable with the end of the game, and you can make some max potions, which they fully heal you. It's a very nice little deal. And one that I have more or less routed out in my runs because I'm pretty comfortable on the other Elder Dragons, even though I still cart to them. But I'm pretty comfortable running without it. And you know what? I'm going to continue doing that. Who needs marathon safety? Carting loses us about a minute, you know, depending on which hunt it is. It'll lose us anywhere between like 20 seconds to a minute, but no more than that. if you had any other things that you wanted to talk about, like legitimately, we have, and this is the most unfortunate thing, and I wish I was joking. There's like still 3 more minutes of this. This is about the only part of the run that we just have to do so much waiting on. Then after this, we're cooking with gasoline, something. I don't know. We're gonna go fast. We're gonna be speedy after that.
Yep, after this point, most of the monotony is gone. We just have, what, I think 9 back-to-back fights after this with nothing in between.
Yeah. The 6 in history book, or 6 history books. The 6 in Colossal Task, and then the 3 in high rank.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to take the opportunity, since we're just kind of gathering right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shout out a couple runs I'm pretty excited about coming up in the next couple days. Might as well. Super excited about Hades later on this evening, now that we met that incentive. It's a game that I thought I was okay at, but I'm excited to see that I'm not. I'm also super excited about Mega Man X-Race tomorrow. Once again, a game I thought I was good at. Bet you I'm not. Resident Evil Village is going to be a lot of fun on Saturday evening.
Oh,
that'll be really neat to see a brand new game get run. And of course the randomizers, Donkey Kong Country, everything like that on Sunday too. So definitely got a really stacked weekend of a lot of really, really neat games and awesome runners coming up.
I am very excited to see Hades, because it's also a game that I thought I was good at, and then saw some of my friends speedrunning it and realized that, oh, I am not good at this game.
I'm just going to keep beating up Dad and having fun, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm over here struggling on my Heat 10.
See, I just hit that like a week ago.
Hades was my quarantine game. So when I wasn't absolutely obsessing over Monster Hunter, I was absolutely obsessing over Hades.
Perfect game to obsess over. Story and lore are just like, so good.
Also, the art, the voice act. All right, so this has just become the Hades appreciation talk show.
We got time to kill and games to love.
You would think I'd be sitting here talking about how much I love Monster Hunter World and how perfect this game is and everything like that, but no, as a matter of fact, I won't say that. And I will say that Hades is the perfect game.
It 100% deserved the Game of the Year award in like every way.
Oh, I swear it's almost over. We're almost there. We'll do Pop Star Dance. Yeah, Hades is one of the few games that I picked up on 2 platforms. I got it on Steam and on my Switch, and the game sharing between the 2 is really nice. Go play Hades. If you guys aren't doing anything right now, go play Hades. It's a great game.
Not even like a full price $80 game either.
I know.
It's so much content for what it is. Go play Hades.
Don't play Monster Hunter World. This game is infuriating. Go play Hades. That game's fun. And also equally as infuriating, but still fun. Alright. He's finally standing! We did it! So, the next portion of this is what I call Nergigante Quick Kill. It's a little strategy that I came up with, and I'm very proud of it, because I did it on accident. So we are going to take advantage of the stealth mechanic in the game. We have this thing that I'm hovering on my item bar here called a ghillie mantle. Just like a ghillie suit, it makes us harder to see, but it practically makes us invisible in plain sight. I'm going to do kind of like a death warp kind of thing. Falling off of Zora right here is going to reset my position on his back. That position then tells me, okay, I can run right up here and place the bombs right next to this rock that looks like a little poop. I call it Poop Rock because, I mean, it's just what it looks like to me. So that gives me just enough time to put those 2 bombs down right on top of where Nergigante is going to land. Here he is! So we have to fight Nergi here. Oh, I missed it. Oh no, I missed the dodge.
Oh, no.
Reset. 1, 2, 3. And it's over. That's it. And that's fighting Nergigante. Funnily enough, his health gate here is exactly 2 large bombs and 3 small bombs. It's great.
And the crazy...
Oh yeah, what are you to say?
The crazy thing is that quest took us 12.5 minutes. If you do it how the game intends you to, it takes about 20.
Did I get a 1231 on that? Or was it like a 1231?
You got a 1236.
1236, yep, because I missed the dodge. 1231 is as fast as we have found to do it so far. Menu here. Alright, so we're moving on to the next thing. Colossal Task. That's the next portion of the speedrun. What's really cool about this section is that it's just 6 fights in a row, and then Zoro 2. It's a very fast segment. There's no track gathering in this, which is a huge, like, it's a huge learning point to this game. It's a big barrier for a lot of people, just because, you know, having to learn all of the track patterns is very difficult. There are 4 monsters that we're going to gather tracks for. Pink Rathian, Kushala, Teostra, and Valhazak. Each one of those monsters has 3 different patterns that their tracks can spawn in. And then each one of those patterns is in a different area. So we have to more or less memorize each of those patterns. So we've spent a lot of time routing them out and making them faster. Because it's even though it's the most RNG in the entire run, it's the most consistent portion of the run too. Because it's going to be one of those 3 every single time. And either it's going to be fast or slow. You know, there's fast patterns and there's slow patterns, and there's nothing that we can really do to manipulate that. We are at the mercy of the patterns. Resetting the patterns for a faster one is slower. We would just, you know, do it, right? Just do whatever pattern you get first. So this is the second base that I was talking about, the research base. We will only do things here from now on. Anything that anytime that we need to upgrade a weapon or restock or anything, I am going to do it here. Because you saw how big Astera is, and it has all of these, like, pulleys and lift systems to move around, and all these people so spread out. Everything is inside this one little room, and it is all next to each other. So anytime that I want to do anything in this run, be it upgrade my weapon or restock or talk to the handler, whatever it needs to be, I'm going to do it there. This is the Coral Highlands, one of my favorite areas in the game. I think it's very pretty. I am also a sucker for anything that's like coral. I just think this area is so neat. So very, very cool. But this expedition, we have to do a couple of things. We're going to spot a Zitsi Yaku, which is coming up here. And we're also going to unlock a camp, which we won't unlock at all. You have to encounter a camp and then also complete a delivery, which is delivering some items. Hey, look, Zitsi Yaku. All right, bye. It's just that simple. There's a couple of quests like this where you have to go out and encounter some wildlife before you can leave. Fortunately, the game isn't riddled with them, and I think it makes for unique, routing. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to gather more items. Like, I'm gathering more thunderbugs, more honey, more nullberries, because those will be coming in handy.
I'm just going to sneak on in with 2 more donations that just kind of crept in here. All right, we got another 21 donation from Kolobi off of the Game Over Cancer site. We caught that, and we're just shouting that one out. Thank you very much, my friend. Woo. We also got a $10 donation from DJ Johnny saying, good luck on the Speedy. Kyrie is rooting for you. Also, ew, Swax dance game.
Not even using Swax. We're using Greatsword. Johnny, open your eyes. You speedrun this game, too. Thank you, Johnny. Now we expect the other donation correcting your error. We'll be waiting patiently.
I'm not staring at a screen at all.
Alright, so the first fight of Colossal Task. Colossal Task section is very unique for us, because it's really difficult to script. because a lot of these monsters are awful. You'll hear me say that a lot. Speedrunning this game is so riddled with RNG, making it consistent for an RTA run is incredibly difficult. And the fact that, you know, I can do a run and be within 4 minutes even of my previous time is insane. Because I mean it's just IL after IL, individual level after individual level. Forge equipment, armor, 1 2 1 2. Equip. All right. So we made our legs. We have legs. Yay! The leg armor that I just made gives me a level of heavy artillery that makes cannons stronger. So when we do the Zora 2 fight, instead of them doing 180 damage, they do 270. It's a very nice little optimization that we added on way too late into speedrunning this game. Like a lot later than I'm proud to say, like 2 years after this game came out. Nobody thought to do that. And free flash pods. So this is Paolumu. Paolumu is weird. Paolumu is awful. Paolumu is a scary fight because it can de-aggro from us almost immediately and just fly away. So the entirety of this fight, I'm going to try to make sure that Paolumu cannot move. Part of that is going to be Clagger chaining, which is really hard against any monster with a greatsword. And then the other part of it is a pitfall trap. I have one pitfall that I can use here. So once I find the appropriate time, I'm going to do that. On top of that, the quest gives me 3 flash pods to use, which is really nice because I also gather 2 in all of the movement here. And I should only ever need those 3. So they're free. Everything's free. Reset my stamina there so we have enough to get to the end. And just double check.
All right. We got another $10 donation once again from DJ Johnny saying, "I stand by what I said, lol." But also, you great sword, Kappa.
Telling you, this
Thank
man's
you
just
very
out here
much.
to bait me. All right, so far so good. Go ahead and equip these flash pods. Flagger, nice. All right, I'm actually going to tenderize the head here, because I don't have anything to Slinger Burst with. So tenderizing softens the body part. It also makes it take a little bit more damage. Did it not tenderize? Game's bugged. Interesting. That should have 100% tenderized that. I don't know why that didn't. Bonk. All right, let's try it again. Now will you tenderize? Thanks. Alright, so Greatsword's a light weapon now. The worst light weapon, too, because I didn't even get a pod for it. Can we stop this? Yellow this. Good hit. Okay, now I need to flash him ASAP.
So that's another reason we really like flash pods. If a monster is in the air and we flash it, it falls down and wiggles around on the ground for a while.
Alright, so the nice thing too about Flash AI is that they do a head flail at the end of it. So doing this is really easy. That was a near flawless. Near flawless. Paolumu. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Greatsword's kind of good, huh?
Yeah.
I keep saying it. So
donation.
I keep saying this too about Greatsword is that because right now the fastest weapon combination is Switch Axe into Sword and Shield. Switch Axe is my favorite weapon, and Sword and Shield's up there too. So I absolutely love doing the speedrun with those weapons. But I mean, I still really feel like a well played Greatsword speedrun would be faster. It's just really inconsistent. That's the really nice thing about Switch Axe. It is very, very consistent.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have to use a pitfall there either.
Oh, true.
Oh, I didn't move enough. That load screen there, at least for my game, is entirely a formality. It doesn't exist. Alright, so this opener is actually kind of cool. We flash Radobon here immediately. What that does is gives us a little bit of a head flail animation, which allows us to do a wall bang. Make sure I unequip. Good. 1 and 2. So this lines us up to hit this wall over here. Perfect. Eat a ration. And I'm not in the way of any... I have to be careful here because Radobon does a little head flail after this. I didn't miss it. Way too soon on that. I want to get a Slinger ammo here. Good. No, it got me! I have to be very careful because I'm getting really close to this transition zone now. Transition zones pretty much tell monsters when the next area starts. Really hoping that was going to hit. That didn't work. That also didn't work. I'm low enough health. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and get another... Two very good Clagger TCSs there.
This is a very nice Clagger chain you got going.
First pod. Second. That was a very good Radobon with Greatsword. Alright, so this isn't over yet. We have to do one more thing here. And that is go and spot a big lizard. I am kind of upset that I'm not running a timer with this. This is a really good run! For our submission, since we do IGT, we have to run the timer with load removal and all of that. Not running it with it, manually removing loads is just too much of a pain. Alright, so we're going to spot a big lizard here, and just like I was saying, the convenience of the run, all of this stuff is just right here, prime for the taking. Like, this would be the route that I would take to get here anyways. And the fact that it's just there, like I said, the routing to this game just came so naturally because everything was just in your way anyways. Skip, please. Ooh, I got an oil shell there. Do I go for, No, I'm not bringing the cat with me. I was about to say, do I get the cat sleep weapon and re-equip the cat and try to get some fun sleep wake-ups? Be wild.
Wasn't that like the standard in the run a while back?
Pre-add-ons, yeah. Add-ons, we did a lot more things to make the run a lot safer and the monsters not fight as much, like sleep weapon. But now, if we're going to be using defender gear, there's literally no reason to do that. Menuing. Yeah, the teal pompadour is actually an RNG manipulation. Works every time.
Uh-huh.
So, unlike all of the other quests that we've been doing... Actually, Green, I'm going to let you talk about this, because I want to actually pay attention to my movement.
All right. So, with the exception of one, every quest we've done before this has started the fight after a cutscene. This one doesn't. The monster just starts out on the map and follows a movement path. we are trying to reach a certain zone as the monster gets there, but with enough time to set up bombs for extra damage. So ideally when we get to this zone, the monster will just be landing from very high up. So time to put bombs up against a wall, and then while the monster's still landing, Bagel will clutch onto the face to do a wall bang. And because the monster is still in its landing animation, it won't have time to even attempt to hit him off.
My movement's so scuffed, help.
There's like a 30-second window to hit here. You're fine.
Oh!
Maybe you're not fine.
Help! I won't eat a might seed here. Oh god. Clutch Claw, why do you do this to me? No! YOLO. It worked. Not even worried.
Why did that work? You didn't deserve that.
No roar, good. Means we can do this again. Dirt.
Now, we mentioned earlier that flashing a monster while it's in the air will cause it to fall out of the sky. The annoying thing is, a lot of monsters have attacks that, due to how their model moves, flash pods just don't affect them. And this monster is notorious because almost every aerial attack works like that. So you'll see right there, Bagel waited until the attack finished to flash it.
It needs to be a tackle. Okay. Get in here. Nope.
There's one of those attacks we were talking about where he flashed it, but because of how its body was moving, it wasn't affected.
Is Greatsword good?
Maybe.
Alright, so what's a good time here? Low 2?
High 2.
High 2? 353? I was at 353. That felt fast.
Yeah, it's fast for Greatsword.
Yeah. It's no Flash ZSD 4 times Flash.
Yeah. The reason we like Switch Axe for the world record route is it does just let you attach to a part and do constant damage to that one part.
0 skill discharge. The best move in the game. Alright, Otogaron. Otogaron's about the only place that we go out of our way to take the least optimal route to get to the cutscene, because we are picking up one very important piece of equipment. We're picking up a Devil's Blight mushroom. We're actually getting 2 of them. They're guaranteed to be 2 of them here on this quest all the time, which is really, really nice, because that lets us make upgraded barrel bombs. They're called Mega Barrel Bombs. Those Mega Barrel Bombs are very important for cutting out literally 30, 45, a minute time later. It's It's used to get a horn break on Nergigante during Zora 2. Why do we need that? That sounds like the most arbitrary thing ever. You're not even going to slay it there. You're just going to get a horn break. It gives us research points, which is this really cool mechanic in the game where, you know, if you pick up monsters' feet prints or shaved fur or whatever, you get investigation points towards that species. That's important because it counts towards the track gathering that we have to do for Nergigante. It's technically 5 monsters, but Nergi we only have to do 1 visit. He works a little bit different than everyone else. We'll explain it more when we get there. His is actually scripted. Please don't hit me, thank you. But this is Odagaran. And I already have bad RNG. Oh, good RNG, let's go. Him facing that way guarantees that I can actually hit the good wall, because there's a wall in here that is not real. Good hit. 1, 2.
Not only is there a wall that's not real, those red vines you see are also not walls.
And backflip. Just don't get hit by that. Good. Bonk. Bonk. Alright, Clagger's fine. Oh!
Very nice.
Alright, that's the Jabate drop. Just gotta be careful here that I don't get hit. Good iframes.
Very good.
Oh, boy. Don't we just love armor?
Yeah.
Dodge out of it. Alright, good. I thought I could have sworn I was going to get hit there. That was really greedy. First pod. And it's a Pierce pod. Our good old friend Pierce pod. 1. And second pod. Like I said, we're going to get most of those, and it's going to be cap ready. But I'm playing kind of safe there and just getting it just to make sure. All right. That was a really good Odagaran. That's probably faster than the Odagaran that I got on world record.
Was it that slow for Switch Axe?
Oh man, no, it's still 338. I don't know, man. Switch Axe is just so fast.
It is.
Switch Axe is just so weird. Alright. Next 2 fights are something. I'm going to try to do Zero Transition Rathalos, which is kind of RNG dependent. There is a Tobi Kadachi that likes to roam the map and show up during this fight, and it's annoying because I have no way of getting rid of it. Not without accidentally dunging the Rathalos. I just don't want to take that chance because they are more or less on top of each other the entire time because we're fighting in an area that's not intended. Because all I'm going to do here is just flash spam Rathalos. Why play the game when we can just flash them incessantly? And the really nice thing about Greatsword is that if I flash them with a TCS, that puts me immediately, or with a Slinger Burst, that puts me immediately into my strongest attack, TCS. Crafting? Yeah, okay, we're good. So we don't want a Tobi Kadachi on this next quest. And we do want Rathalos to behave, because Rathalos has a couple different AI choices that he can choose when he's flashed, and the most common one is him just standing perfectly still, and we want him to do that every single time. Realistically, he won't. The AI that I don't want for certain is Runnies, Most monsters have Runny's AI. It's their entire body turns into a big old hitbox, and they just plow through you, and it's terrible. So this is where Camp 17 comes into play. This is what I was talking about earlier, where we needed the Anjanath Pelt and 2 large bones to get Camp 17. It's Camp 17 in the Ancient Forest. It's the only camp that we'll unlock during this run, and it makes just moving around and doing Elder Tracks a lot easier. It also eliminates the possibility of losing, like, what is it, 30 seconds here? Waiting for him? A minute? Okay. Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. So instead, we're just going to go ahead and unlock this camp and return from the quest. Restock on some items and then go.
So it was a little hard to see, but after that cutscene, the Rathalos did just leave its nest and went very far away on the map. So Bagel's just gonna unlock the camp that is right next to the nest and reload the quest. Not only does it start him right next to Rathalos, that specific zone has an environmental trap that we really want to use.
Alright. Yeah, Rathalos does a really cool thing called, I call it World Tour, where he just likes to, fly around forever, and it's terrible. So TCS here is really inconsistent because of how the monster is laying on the ground when we fight. I'm still going to be doing it. But really what happens is that your final hit of TCS will usually clip into a wing or a leg instead of actually hitting the head. Not optimal, right? Wing and leg have poor hit zone values. The head has the best hit zone value for us. Alright, so that waterfall starts, but we're going to jump down before it can actually happen. The landslide is hit. We're going to do that. Oh, I did the thing that I said I wasn't going to do.
And you may have noticed Bagel actually swung his weapon before he hit the ground. That cancels a long stagger animation that usually comes with jumping from a height that far up.
Good. Clip it! I was a little off timing there, so I was trying to do something cheeky. Might have actually worked out.
Yeah.
Stand still. Tail. Well, I'll take a trip instead. Toby Karachi is here, yay! Good Clagger. And instead of grabbing that, I am just going to flash. And that's the AI that I'm talking about, where he just stands perfectly still.
You may notice the minimap is actually gray right now, which means he is out of combat. That's because this area is considered a transition zone, so the entire time Rathalos is here, his AI is telling him to leave, which is why it's so important that he stay flashed the entire time.
Toby Kadachi, do not troll me. Let's go. I used 2 flash pods.
What?
I used 2 flash pods. That was it. It's over.
2?
It's already over. 229. Ooh, I landed every TCS.
Yeah. Average Rathalos is 4 to 5 flash pods.
That was a very good Wrath. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that and put that into the folder of this is how you have to do this fight every single time.
Wait, that exists?
No. I just call that
You've
my
been
brain.
hiding this from me?
Come on, fingers, do the right thing. Thank you. I laughed so hard I got a little lightheaded there.
Carrying on to that hype, I'm going to shout out another $20 donation from Match the Stampede, saying, gotta get that Big Red Alex going tonight in Silent Hill. Good luck, Eld. Thank you very much.
Oh, man. I am very happy about that. That was really good. All right, Diablos. Diablos is a lot of hit-and-run tactics. This fight can be very difficult with a lot of different weapons. Greatsword is one of them. On the first Clagger, I'm going to tenderize the left leg. And then I'm going to bully the chest and that leg in particular. And hope and pray that we get some good diggy AIs and, you know, I don't die in one hit. Also, good opener AI, please. Let's go.
So Diablos has 3 different attacks he can do as his opener. He can do that one he just did, which is ideal because he gets stuck in the rock like you just saw. He can dig immediately, which is okay because the Screamer pods we have give us an opening if he digs, similar to flashing a flying monster. And then he has a third option where he just runs up to you, and we don't like that one.
Alright, I'm on the left leg side, so I guess I'll do right leg. Call me a liar, Diablos, thanks. Alright, get a dodge out of that. I hit the horn? Uh-oh. Goodbye.
Oh,
Nice Divine Blessing proc, though.
so ideally we get exactly 3 digs here, because digging is a big opening. We only have 3 Screamer pods, so we can only exploit it 3 times.
Ooh, there it is. That's it. That's what we do. Oh no, I'm facing the wrong way. Recover. Turn. Ooh, there it is. Okay, so I didn't grab it.
And that's why we don't like more than 3 digs, because only have 3 Screamers, so after that, you just can't stop him.
I missed. Connect. Dang. Man. He really did dig immediately. Clip the head. Don't dig. Thank you. Thank you. That was almost a really good Diablos until the very end there. Man, land your TCSs and things die quickly. Got it.
It's like it's the single highest hit in the game.
Yeah, a lot of Greatsword is exploiting openings. So you'll see that like I'm ad-libbing most of this, but Greatsword is a lot of reactive play. There's a couple weapons like that where it's all reactive play. Longsword's another one that is just reactive play. where you kind of have to ad-lib based on what the monster does. So after every attack that monster does, I know what I should do, to take advantage of the animation that it's currently in. Given, like, the hitbox that's happening, or, my positioning at the time. A lot of greatsword play is really dependent on, positioning and timing. Especially with how much monsters flail in this game. It is insane how much they move. Alright. Green, you want to talk about Zora 2? Well, I press
Absolutely.
a button fast.
So, unlike Zora 1, we actually have stuff to do here. Zora 2 actually has the phase order reversed, so we'll start on his back and then end with the siege phase. And unlike Zora 1, we actually have a health gate. Well, there is a health gate to reach on Zora 1, but we just reach it by accident, effectively. This health gate is massive and actually takes effort to reach. So, our scripting is going to be hitting the magma cores on his back just enough so that they don't break. Because if they break, he slows down, and we don't want him to slow down.
I will probably break one on accident.
Yeah.
Because TCS has a huge part break value, which I'm thinking I don't TCS. Maybe I just, like, swing and do the circle swing.
Maybe.
Just do that, like, 10 times.
Yeah. And you may notice these big rocks with bombs attached to them. As Zora walks on his path, he'll be passing underneath these. There are very specific points where we'll be dropping these rocks to interrupt animations, similar to the cannons on Zora 1. So the routing on this is timing out how much damage you can fit into the cores while still being able to make it to your positions to drop those rocks.
It's actually a really cool script in comparison to what we used to do for it. Man, I don't know why that happens, but it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ow. So that's the nice thing too about using the Defender gear, is that if this was no add-ons without the Defender gear, I would have just died. And that's it, and then I would have to figure it out from there. That was about, it was 30 and 60 damage. Maybe I can do like a level 3 charge. I don't know, just the part break value is so large, I'm afraid of breaking it.
I know you can fit 2 TCS combos on this big core.
Uncharged?
Any help? I think charged.
No, like, so, I'll wing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll wing it. Get hit by that. Oh, positioning of a god. On break? Yeah, I don't want to hit it again.
That's fair.
That's like a little over 800 damage. I don't want to touch it again. You fit 2 full TCSs plus 4 hits on that? Oh, that's so sketchy. We don't want the cores to break, so I'd rather take the really small time loss and not break that core. What it translates into is more cannonball damage on the last phase. Ideally, we can get that in 5 cannons with a lot of different weapons now, just based on our movement here and how we can kind of script out damage on the cores. 5 cannon is really optimal for phase 2. 6 cannon is expected, and 7 cannon is kind of sad.
So of all the rock drops to hit, that one was the most important. Zora has a incredibly long animation here where he charges up a bunch of power and then does a big explosion.
It also
And that-
hurts you a lot.
And permanently increases the amount of damage his cores do to you.
I did not know that part.
Actually, it might not be the cores. It's the lava bubbles he spews out of the top of them.
Oh, even still, I did not know that part.
Yeah.
All right, I have my Mega Barrel Bombs, my super secret Mouseketeer tool. Oh my goodness, help. All right. I'm just waiting here now for a voice line, an audio cue, to drop these 2 stalactites. Hey, fun fact, stalagtite to the ceiling, stalagmites crawl in it because it's on the ground. That's how I remember it. So now I'm just waiting for dialogue right there. Make sure that hits. Oh no! Okay, I didn't fall.
And he waits for that dialogue for a similar reason to why he doesn't break the cores. Zora isn't moving right now, so it's not a time loss to hit him with these rocks.
He also doesn't stagger because he is in a binder animation instead. So it is unconsequentially dropping that. It's dealing the damage but doing no control against him, which we want to do. We want to do nothing to him. We don't want him to stagger, flinch, nothing. All right, Nergi round 2. I need to get a horn break here. That is the most important thing, is getting this horn break. Good AI? Good AI. Let's go. Oh, he also even came the right way. Wall bang. Why?
There.
All right, I got it. I got them both. Leave me alone. Don't kill
Second
me,
horn
please.
break. Second horn break does absolutely nothing, but it makes you feel cool.
Yep, it makes me feel good considering that I only hit him twice. Alright, let's make sure we don't die here. There is a way to make this go faster by dealing a lot of damage to Nergi. It is inconsistent as all get out. And as long as you get a horn break, he will transition.
As far as I know, no one's pulled off. Yeah. As far as I know, no one's pulled off the early high damage transition in single player.
How many TCSs do you think I missed because of janky hitbox?
I don't know.
So this is Rock
So
Friend.
this is... Yep.
Rock Friend has a weird hitbox.
Yes.
So
And
this
for whatever
rock,
reason.
yeah, this rock
Go
won't
ahead.
break when Zora is standing like this. So we take advantage of that because we get to deal a bunch of just damage to it. But because of that, it has a really... Sorry, I'm like thinking and making sure that I'm spacing out my TCSs and like doing this right. But for some reason, like, it won't break, but because the hitbox is actually laying down, it is really... It's really finicky. You think if I TCS this once, it'll break?
Yes.
Alright, that's all I'm doing to it. I already did like 600 damage to it. I'll just go to the last one. I'm gonna TCS it once and then wait for the transition.
Yup. Yeah, so I said we're not going to break any cores. I lied. We will break this one. But only in very certain conditions. Once Zora reached the barrier, breaking this core has no effect. So Bagel's going to get in a little bit of damage here, and then wait for the voice line that tells him he's safe to break the core.
Ooh, I actually got that in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Man, I love Greatsword just does not lose any sharpness. That it feels so good. See, I'm just gonna kind of wait here. Just gonna wait for this audio cue. Ideally, I get the break on it. After this, no. Hurry up. Thank you.
And not only is he going for this part break, he's standing in a very specific crevice. So that he'll get that special "you're in an invalid place" transition that you saw in Zora 1.
Normally the wings would drop you on the other side, but I want him to drop me over here because it's closer to this, and then I get to set up for an early cannonball. It's very, very nice.
So Zora has to reach the barrier for this quest to end, regardless of what his HP is at. So for a long time, we just never interacted with him until he reached it. But I believe it was Katniss found that if you time your cannon shot correctly, it won't actually flinch him. So it lets you get a little bit of early damage in.
Yeah, Kat theorized the early cannon. We just couldn't figure out what made it consistent. And now we've kind of found the timing on how it's consistent. So I'm literally just loading 2 cannonballs and then waiting for an animation. That's just the timing for it, as long as you get the correct transition. Barrier health. Oh, I even threw it early, Green. I'm feeling good right now. I threw it early. I have to like wait for I have to wait for the barrier defense to appear before the Dragonator actually hits him. That big spear that I just shot. If it hits before that barrier health appears, I lose a lot of time waiting for him to get back to it. So now I just need to shoot 1, maybe 2 more cannons. Fully loaded cannons. That's 5 cannonballs each. 5. 4, and then fire. And then with any luck, that'll make him transition. That was 6 cannonballs. Yep. Oh, that was I was only 1 cannon short. 270 damage short. From a 5 cannon.
Very clean.
All right. That was Colossal Task. So that's the second partial 90% category. So now we're getting to the real game. Base game is split up into 2 categories, low rank and high rank. We have now finished low rank. So up next is high rank. A lot of people call low rank the tutorial of the game, right? I don't. I think low rank is still really difficult, you know, for some things. So we get a weapon upgrade there. I'm going to do some inventory management here. Good on everything else. And we talk to the handler because they force us to. And we're going to buy a charm here called the Power Charm. Power Charm is an item that sits in our inventory. Think of it as like an earring. But it sits in our inventory and it makes our attack go up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Stone is 20, so I'm gonna grab a... Oh, well, no, I drop it all anyways. Man. Just trying to... I wanted to have ammo here for Slinger vs. TCS off of the Claggers.
Yeah.
There might be something nearby. I'll keep an eye out. I'll just grab this stone here. I think there is something nearby, I just don't know what it is. So this is high rank Pookie. This begins our excursion into track gathering. Track gathering can be a little boring. Luckily, the Pink Rathian section goes pretty quickly. It's the Elder tracks that take the longest, and we do them all at once to kind of save the pace and cadence of the speedrun later. But also, it's just a little bit faster to do them all at once. Alright, good. I don't see any. I want to gather these tracks before I fight them because there's 2 more on the other end of this area that I'll want to grab when we beat Pookie. Alright, I'm ready to use my amazing game knowledge. Lower your head! Oh! Amazing game knowledge, by the way. That's really unfortunate. I thought I timed that out right. Good. That was actually really good AI right there. Ooh, bad zone, but it's okay. First pod. Ooh, don't do that again. It's actually a really good attack for this. Runnies. Oh no! Alright, I'm gonna play it safe here. Alright, there it is. Alright. Other than that one missed TCS, pretty good. Okay, so I've gathered 6 points, 60 research points towards Pink Rathian. We need 400. We can get 6 on this quest, and we get we get 60 from this quest. We can get, 40 from the Anjanath that we have to fight here. So I need to get 300 more. Sounds like a lot, but luckily we have routed out the tracks, and we have a consistent way to just do it in 2 visits, which only takes 3 or 4 minutes. Like I said, there are 3 patterns for every monster, so we're gonna have a pattern A, B, or a C. Ideally, we get, like, what, 2 Bs?
Yes.
And the nice thing, too, is that we can use this as an opportunity to gather a little bit. There's not too much that we'll need. I'll grab 1 more sleep herb just for comfort. But besides that, I mean, it's pretty much, let's just grab tracks as fast as possible. This is a neat part of the run, and it's one of the biggest learning curves to the run, because, you know, learning 12 unique monster patterns, 12 unique routes, of which you only do 4 of them at a time, A or B, it can be very difficult. All right, so we got a pattern A. That's unfortunate because that's the slow pattern, but this is okay for the first one. Pattern A has 20 points on it total. It just takes a while to gather those 20 points. Sometimes it sounds like... It's one of those really weird cases where, like, yeah, sure, it has 20 points. That's a lot of points, but they are just a very slow 20 points. Whereas pattern B, our faster pattern, has 18 points. And it's a lot faster and also brings us by the things that we want to gather. So that is 8. Go ahead.
Every track is worth 10 or 20 points depending on the gather animation, so we just divide the totals by 10.
Yeah, so you'll
so when he says
6
there's
instead of 60.
Mm-hmm.
Or 20 instead of 200. Shorthand math makes it a little bit easier. Who needs that extra 0 anyways?
I have another donation that just came in.
Oh, please, by all means, track gathering is boring.
I got a $10 donation from Yami Carl saying, "Good luck, Bagel and Green. Love you guys."
Yami, thank you so much, Yami. All right, so that is the first pattern. So we take advantage of a little thing here. In high rank, there is a mechanic called Drunk Bird, so at least what the community calls it. That bird wyvern that we just flew in on. Click the right damn things. All right, there we go. I did it. I'm struggling, but I did it. The birds, they're called wing drakes. They can put us in a location that isn't our starting camp. But if we're on an expedition and we start from the camp that we're already currently launching a quest at, we will just start from there no matter what. Because Drunk Bird can be very slow here. There is one instance where it's really fast, and that's on a pattern C. But outside of that, it's really not that desired. A or B again, which is what we want, because we want a pattern B here, and we got it. We only need 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm gonna do it this way. 6, 7. Yeah, this is a little bit faster. Probably would have been better to grab the gash, huh?
Probably.
But that's 10 right there. Alright. No, that's the only instance of Drunkbird that we would have to deal with, monster. Luckily, we have a way to deal with it. The next quest, not the next quest, the quest following that, the Pink Rathian quest simulates a Drunkbird, because it starts the quest in the area that the monster is already in, out of a cutscene. It simulates a Drunkbird, but it always happens. Drunkbird is RNG whenever you launch a quest. Alright, Tickled Pink. Another Anjanath fight. I have 3 pitfalls that I could use against it. No, I mean, I only have 2. I mean, I guess actually I could use 3. But I won't. I'll only use 2. I'll probably do 1 and then a mount and then another one. But we'll see here. I have to ad-lib a lot of this fight. As long as I can land Claggor TCSs, we will be really good. And luckily, having 20 stones makes that really easy. So this quest doesn't start with a cutscene. It starts with a roaming pattern, but he has one of 3 patterns that he can do here. One of them is very fast, one of them is very slow, but ultimately they all result in the same thing, fortunately. You fighting the monster here. Hey, we got the fast one, let's go. So we just want to run up here and make sure that we enrage, enter combat. Good. Way too soon on that. Swing in here. There's my Claggor. Good. The head pushed me a little bit. And I connected into the hand. Unfortunate. 1, 2. Good. Head break. Like I said about Greatsword, it's a very reactive weapon. It's very much based on positioning. That's Hothead. That's actually good here. Ooh, I almost dodged back into that. Just need to get some good fight AI here.
So this is a mechanic of Anjanath that didn't really get shown off in low rank. When his mouth gets hot like this, it has a damage threshold that when you meet it gives you a nice topple. However, it also makes him more dangerous because he can now use fire attacks.
And after every single one of his attacks, he does his that little afterburner attack, which can knock me out of specific attacks. Oh, good hit. All right. Good hit. Not what I wanted, but I'm going to take it, actually, because that gave me first pod, and this will give me second. So this is just a little bit of safety. And there's second. Nice. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Very nice.
That was a very nice Anjanath.
You know you made good pace on an Anjanath if it doesn't try to transition.
Yeah, leaving this area is really bad because the route it takes is very long, and then it ends up down here fighting a Baroth that hasn't shown up yet. Cool. All right. So we have finished the research on the Pink Rathian. Oh man, Deco RNG. Meowster Jewel. So that finishes the research. Now we're going to talk to the chief ecologist here twice, and then we are going to go on one of the most infuriating quests of the entire run. Yeah, I'm going to do the safety strat. It's a marathon. Let's be safe. Legiana's going to follow me around the world. So this quest, if you can even call it that, is awful. Legiana has, or Legiana, who? Rathian, Pink Rathian has a very, how do I put it, awful AI. It has an attack called Runnies. It actually has two different types of Runnies attacks. Runnies are bad because the hitbox for the Runnies starts at the beginning of the animation and it's the entire body. I will get hit by Runnies a lot. Probably. I'm using Greatsword. It's gonna happen. So remember how I was saying earlier that it simulates a wing drake, a drunk bird? We come to this camp first and launch the quest because it puts us right here. Dodge. I'm gonna grab this, and we're gonna go for a wall bang here. 1 and 2. I missed that. Thank you for landing. Say hello to the wall. So I got to watch out for these Gajalaka here, so I'm gonna position myself in a way that they don't hit me. I got very lucky there. Alright, so I'm bad at Greatsword. Let's see if I can get this. Please.
Again, I'm just gonna sneak in with a... Oh no, that was intense. One moment.
Right again. Alright, we got it here. So I want to actually hit this wake up because 658 damage. It's a huge hit. Do nothing. Runnies, that's not great. Yeah, after this will be a perfect time for any donations or anything. So I'm actually going to pull it down here because we are about to get a monster that's going to visit us that I just don't want to deal with. Hello. Ooh. Okay, good. I still hit the head. Dodge that. Aim for the slug now. Stand perfectly still, like the goddess you are. Trip. Forward. Tackle. No charge. Beautiful damage. Ow. Just be very careful here. Oh, 2 of those? And Runnies immediately. So I got really lucky there that I didn't get hit by that Runnies hitbox. Good hit. This is what Greatsword does really well, which is this like hit and run tactic. Into the leg. It's okay. 2. No! Go again. Get on the ground.
Oh,
Nice dunk.
beautiful.
1, 2. So since I haven't seen the other pod yet, I'm doing this pre-trank just to make sure that it's cap ready. So that it kind of extends the duration that the monster is going to be in the trap for. It's just a little safety optimization, right? Just to make sure that if I didn't reach the 30% threshold, that I can still get some damage in before before the trap ends. All right, cool. That's all the trappable monsters. We are now on to a section that is Elder Dragons. If you have any donations, right now is a perfect time to do them because I'm going to have to do anything for a while.
Cool. Yeah, I tried to sneak in there with a quick little donation, but yeah, things got pretty intense there. We have a $5 donation from Oni Baloney saying, "Great sword is great. Good luck and much love."
Thank you, Oni. Oh, hi. I was doing old movement there. All right, we're good.
Ew. That's like a 4-second time loss doing it that way.
I mean, it can be more, too. All right, so this is Elder Tracks. So at the beginning of every single ARB, at the beginning of all of these expeditions, I will know exactly what pattern I'm on, and then I'm going to pull it out of my brain and do it. Like I said, 3 patterns for each monster. There are 4 monsters that we have to do this for, so 12 patterns in total that we have to know. So we are on pattern A or B. Then coming out here will tell me on which one I'm on. I want to be on a pattern B, and it looks like I did not get that. I got a pattern A, which is the slow one. Yay! Speed! So for these, for the Elder Dragons, we only need 200 points, so only 20. Every pattern has 20 points on it. Thank goodness. Previously, before Iceborne came out, patterns could have anywhere between 8 to 16, and it was a lot harder to do this. It took a lot longer. So long, in fact, that one of my friends would speedrun a Hat in Time while I did tracks and finish before I finished tracks. What am I doing? I could do that, but that's slower. What am I doing? I went to 17.
Are your hands okay?
No. I did this cool thing where I forgot to eat dinner before doing this, so now I'm hungry and my brain's suffering, which is perfect, just in time for Elder Dragons. Alright, so this is 10 points, 10 more, and this is done. This pattern just takes forever because they're all windswept gashes, so it just takes so long to gather them, and they're also all spread out over the ancient forest.
Yeah, tracks is unfortunate. If you get comparing the 3 fastest patterns to the 3 slowest patterns, it is a minute and 40 seconds of time loss.
It's really fun when you're on world record pace and you get the 3 slowest ones and you lose all of that time save that you had.
It's so great.
It feels amazing. But, c'est la vie, right? Live to speedrun another day. The Elder Dragon fights will be interesting, though, because they are very scriptable with Greatsword, but it is not easy. Greatsword timing is all about your TCS timing, and getting the hit on TCS when you need it is an incredibly tight window for some monsters. One in particular is Kushala Daora, because after what we're really trying to do against Elder Dragons is not let them move, ever. They do a lot of damage. They like to move around a bunch. So if we hit them hard enough, they don't get to play the game. We do. But the way that animations work in this game is that if a monster is in a control animation already, let's say a head knockdown, it can't be in that animation again until the animation is over. So we have to time our hits at the end of the animation when the next one starts, to continue getting this lock on the monster. Now, because of how Greatsword is, that window is incredibly tight, and for some monsters like Kushala Daora, that I mean, they just move immediately. Did I get pattern B? Ew, I got pattern C? Green, what did you do to my run? I got the 2 slowest patterns so far.
Look, you got green bone. I've done all I can.
I did get the ancient bone off of the first bone pile, so I really can't complain. I also got that Kestodon. That Kestodon, man. I have done these tracks so much, I have just stopped counting, and that has bitten me once. I think I missed one track once, and I didn't realize it until I got to doing the Elder Dragon fights, which means I have to go back and do more track gathering. I have to go and get one more track. Pretty sure it was for Teostra too, and Teostra's just takes so long.
Yup.
So this was 12, 13, and 14. And this pattern C just takes forever too, because you have to then run all the way back out here. And then hopefully, I'm hoping we get good Valhazak RNG. And that one just goes by real fast.
Yeah.
A pattern A or B there would be much appreciated.
Yeah.
So
Even slow Val tracks are pretty fast.
Yeah. I like just getting A or B because then I can get extra flash pods, which is very nice. All right, 2 down, 2 to go.
Oh, we got a $25 donation from Matt You Struggle. Finally off work, which means I can finally donate. Good luck on the rest of the run. And Matt, for your sake, I hope the recoil damage was low.
Thank you so much, Matt. Welcome. Yeah, pattern C. Of course I didn't get the pattern that I wanted. Who would need that?
Hey, at least you didn't get all 3 slow ones.
Yeah, no, I know. I think I have 4 flashes in inventory, so I should be fine. Alright. The Rotten Vale is always a cool area, in my opinion. It's such a unique place. Right here. One of the really funny things that can happen in this is that there is a monster corpse that falls out of the skybox and can, and it just falls into the area, and I have been hit by it once. Has it fallen yet? Oh, it already fell. I think in the way that we do tracks like this, it just starts spawned here. But I remember there was one attempt. I think maybe I had to come back and do it. I don't remember what happened, but I was running in here and that corpse fell out of the sky and landed directly on top of me. And it does damage. Radabon, leave me alone. All right, cool. Green's favorite part of the run. Want to tell him about it?
I love this segment. It's just so much cool movement exploits. The beginning is a little slow, I will admit. We mentioned earlier on that we would use that walking radius exploit one more time. So that'll be right here. But after this long walking segment, it gets fun.
This is the Chadmiral. Oh, I mean the Admiral. He's really cool. He doesn't need a weapon. He just fights everything with his fists. So we are kind of forced into walking here. I have spent many an hour, at least 100 hours, trying to figure out how to run around the Admiral here. It would save us so much time if we could get around him, and it's just not possible. Unfortunately, we have to wait. we need him to get up onto kind of like that bridge area over there. That'll be a far enough radius away from us that we'll be able to start running again. But until then, we're going to wait right here. And once he's far enough away, we'll be able to run off this edge. Then we'll be far enough away from him that we don't get caught by his radius again, and we can just run all the way through this area. There's a lot of really good gathering down here too, but if I stop for any of it, I get caught by his radius again. So I've had to I always have to stop myself from grabbing that honey. But now that we're in front of him, we're pretty much golden. Funnily enough, this saves 40 seconds. It's insane. And there was a point where the world record run forgot to do this. So they just took that time loss and still got world record.
So here, Bagel's going to be gathering Nergigante Tracks, and unlike the other Elder Tracks, these are in a set pattern, and there are other monsters he has to view cutscenes for. So he's actually going to use the fact that cutscenes place you in specific ending points, regardless of your entry point to the cutscene trigger, and he's going to use some animation canceling. So right here, he equipped his Ghillie Mantle. In this first cutscene that's coming up, the monster is going to roar almost immediately. And normally when you encounter a monster, your character kind of freezes and is in shock at the new monster. But when this cutscene ends, it'll force him to unequip his Ghillie Mantle, which will overwrite that animation. And the unequip animation allows him to move. So he'll be able to move just out of range of the roar and be completely unaffected by it.
It's so funny. It's just really dumb to look at.
Yeah. And then this next one, there are 2 tracks he has to gather here, one on the left side of the room, one on the right. He's going to grab this one on the right, and then dodge into this cutscene trigger, which ends him right next to the next set of tracks. And refreshes his Ghillie Mantle so he doesn't have to worry about this monster here when he gathers them.
Good old Happy Dodogama. Bye, friend. We used to drop the rock on him, now we don't bully him anymore.
Yeah.
There was a week where we thought it was optimal to drop that rock on him. Unfortunately, it isn't.
Yeah. The Ghillie Mantle saves 1 second over it. And now, we actually did used to do the recess before the other Elder Tracks, but for this reason that you're about to see, we don't. As he starts gathering this last set of tracks, he's going to hover over the Return from Expedition button. Had he done recess first, he would have had to open up his world map and travel to another area to start his tracks. Because this is a brand new area, he would have to wait for all the sections of the map he had just discovered to fill in. So doing it last like this saves about 4 seconds.
Whoops, saved. Dang, there's 2 saves. Reset. Alright, so Nergigante, I'm going to, when I get back to the research base, I'm going to make a new weapon. I'm going to make Sword and Shield, and then I'm going to fully upgrade it to the same level that my Greatsword is, and then I'm just going to do the rest of the run like that, because Sword and Shield is busted. No, I'm actually not going to do that. We are going to use Greatsword. But Sword and Shield is absolutely busted on Elder Dragons. It is so good. It's so comfortable, right? There's a lot of really unique timing with PR and stuff like that. One of its attacks. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to try to recreate that with Greatsword, though. Greatsword can be actually really good if I know the timings for the head flails and stuff like that. I don't. So this will be interesting. It'll be a lot of adjustment on my behalf, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to make one piece of equipment here for my cat. It's the high-rank Pookie Pookie weapon. That does poison damage. The cat isn't going to come with me until the very last quest, when we fight the big baby himself, Xeno. The cat makes it a little more difficult for us to fight because it pulls around Xeno'jiva's aggro a little bit. But if we play right and we play smart, we can kind of mitigate some of that. But for the time being, still no cat, and we're going to go fight Nergigante first. Nergigante has a really cool topple mechanic. It's based on part break values for the spikes that constantly grow on him. If he has white spikes on him and we break those spikes, we get a topple animation. It's a very... I want to make sure I get every single one of these, because if I don't break them, they turn into black spikes. Black spikes have a worse hit zone value, are a lot harder, so we bounce off of them, and they're a lot harder to break. Plus, his attacks that he does with them after that deal even more damage. So, all in all, big scary. Don't like it. I'm gonna do the 2 wall bangs here. I'm gonna do the switch axe opener.
Ooh.
Which is the same thing, but I grabbed the rock here. Nice. Like that positioning?
Yeah. Right on the ledge.
Don't worry about that.
So, we don't really like ledges, because they like to mess with your positioning a lot.
And do stuff like
So you
that,
saw-
cancel your animations.
Mhm. Yeah, like, your character always wants to go up a ledge. Except when you're attacking and the monster is up on the ledge. In that case, you just keep running against the ledge and missing all your attacks.
Ow. I had nowhere to go. That hits. I need to be careful here. I'm taking a lot of chip damage.
I'm taking a lot of chip damage. Is that 98%?
Yep, that one I get hit by. So took advantage of a mechanic that we don't talk about a lot there called riser iframes. Yep, there's black spikes! Dodge. One. Don't hit the hand. Thank you. That was beautiful.
It was a little hard to see, but he did just cancel a health-based roar, so he's around 50% now.
Ow! TCS, why do you betray me? Uh-oh. Alright, thank you, Riser iframes, again. Did you say 50? You meant 30, right? Already limping. I need to heal. Go in. Good. 1, 2. Yeah, I wasn't having the animation fast enough. Good. Oh, good timing there.
Beautiful iframe.
One, two, three, four. That is the worst attack that he could have possibly done there. I want him to de-aggro here so I can heal. How good he didn't jump on top of me. I grab that. 1, 2. Oh, good die frame. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's playing out of his mind. I can't.
Yeah, we haven't really mentioned it, but this game does not have a lot of iframes. I believe it's about half the iframes that a Dark Souls 3 dodge has.
Cool. Oh my goodness, that was such a good Nergi with great sword.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it's about as half as many iframes as Dark Souls. So iframing in this game is incredibly tight in comparison to what people might be used to seeing in a speedrun. Yeah, Rise has 4 iframes, but that's because it's on Switch. But that is that feels good to do. Greatsword is probably one of the most punishing weapons because a lot of the end game individual level tech, like if you would see someone do like a master rank Nergigante speedrun, a lot of it is based around taking hits, right? You end your TCSs when you're taking a hit too. That just kind of happens, but because you have health augment in the end game, it's lifesteal. When you hit again, you gain all that life back. So what an end screen. It's so cool. But that kind of play doesn't really work for it doesn't really work for us here. Because we can die in a single hit. Getting hit twice during that, amazing. I'm surprised I didn't cart. I'm very surprised I didn't cart.
Know what else feels amazing? Reading donations.
This is a perfect time for it, because I'm doing
awesome.
Nothing here.
I got a $5 donation from Talus Amarth saying, "Good luck with the run. Great sword is great, but bow is better."
Thank you, Talus. Talus is a bow main, if you guys couldn't figure that out. Alright, so the game is a little confused here. We gathered the Elder Dragon tracks before the game actually wanted us to. So right now is the game is telling us, hey, go gather those tracks. But then we talk to these people and it's like, oh, you gathered those tracks already. So we have to do some really weird movement here, and it's going to look very, very strange. Because we go and we talk to everyone, and then we go and we talk to the chief ecologist, but then we go and we talk to everyone again. Why do you do that? It's because we fooled the game. We fooled the game into thinking that, or we out-thought the game, right? We did things before it was intended. They designed it that way, so you gather your Elder Dragon research, before all of the you can start gathering it before all this section too, so it's a little bit easier to do. But the main reason why we do that is that it helps with some movement in the game. It cleans it up some, but also just as like a speedrun, it really does help with the cadence, doing all the Elder Dragons all at once. Nergi's a little separated by this movement, but then we just do the last 3 Elder Dragons before the final boss, and it feels good. It feels good doing all this at once. On a beginner level, you would wait until right here if you still didn't know your track patterns, because now you would have a progress bar to be able to see, how to finish that. But since we know how to count and we know all the tracks, we can do it beforehand. All right, Kushala, Windy. I doubt I'll be able to headlock this thing, but I'll see if I can't figure out the timing on the first head knockdown. It'll be kind of difficult. Ideally, what I'm going to do here, so with most monsters, different parts of the monster will share thresholds for different types of control. For us, Kushala does not share a threshold for any other effect other than the knockdown, the topple animation. So what's going to happen is or what we're going to try to do is chain topple after topple after topple. We want to get all the topples. That's going to be kind of hard to do because, oh man, I don't know. I wonder if I just flash it and I hold on to the stone. No, we can do it without the stone. Just be smart. We'll see how this goes. Ooh, bad jump. I don't like that jump. So he's in flashed AI right now, which means he can do a lot of different things. No, sir. Yes, sir. That was very close to it. I was really hoping that that means I overrode it, but I was really hoping that my shoulder bash there would get it. Oh, cool. Get out of the air, idiot. Got it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm all sorts of messed up there. I was not lined up on the monster at all. My tackle did not put me in the spot that I thought I was going to be in. Okay. I want to make sure I turn him here. Okay, so I can't charge it off of the flash, which I think is going to be what we do mostly for it. That's unfortunate. That's going to hurt. It's literally all of my health. Cool. So Kushala has a really cool roar. It's a short roar. Okay, and the crystal got me. It's a short roar. It means that he can do pretty much any attack out of it, and it hits us. I think it's being very annoying. I don't like its positioning at all on top of these crystals, because those hit me. I don't want that tornado. Hey, come look this way. Yellow? No. He's gonna do it anyways. Alright, I have to bait his AI here then. There we go.
That voice line that just appeared, that means it's at 50%.
Nothing to Slinger burst with. Unfortunate roar. This isn't a short roar though, so I should be able to get away from it. And we did. Let's go. Round. No charge. Stand still. No! The head flail! Way too soon. Wind pressure? Nope. Good position. Hey. Just another tornado right there. Alright, let's bait this AI. Round, please. Flip the arm there. Gotta get hit by that. We're gonna wait here to see what he does and take advantage of riser iframes. I'm dead. That's unfortunate. Short roars just kill. If you don't dodge short roars, and Kushala has one of the tightest dodge windows in the game. If you don't get it exactly, you just don't get it at all. That's unfortunate. I had like literally no control over this dude. Oh, I never re-upped on flashes. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that right now. It's not transitioning, so do the safety thing here and get more flashes. I was supposed to do that a while ago.
While we're getting back up there too, we got one more donation come in through the Game Over Cancer website. We got a $41 donation from Aaron W. Thank you so much, Aaron. That's an awesome donation amount.
Alright, re-up on all that. We should be good. I have plenty of flashes for it now. Yeah, it's a kind of unfortunate, roar, but that's why we want to full lock this monster. You know, not having to script a full lock it makes it a very difficult fight.
Yeah.
Whereas Sword and Shield, it would be already dead, and it wouldn't have moved. Very forgiving
Luckily,
when it comes to that.
Luckily, this monster does like to fly a lot, so provided you have a lot of flash pods, you can still keep it relatively locked down with those.
Yeah. We are at first pod. This is unfortunate. Go in. Wind pressure, no? Alright, we're good. Let's pull it away from that. Alright, nice head knockdown. Hey, I got it. Let's go. I'm good at the game again. Oh, never mind. That's a roar Jagras. There's not much I can do about that. Is it limping? Holy crap, it's limping. All right. That's actually one of the worst roar Jagras. It's a 30% roar Jagras like that. Instead of getting a limp transition, which is what we want because we can flash it out of the air, getting that roar Jagras transition, it just leaves. This is perfectly fine. Hello? Game? Would like to be up here now? Thanks. The only thing that this does allow us to do is get a wall bang here. But that will use all my stone, which is the only unfortunate thing, but I'll deal. Die? No. No! Uh-oh. Runnies directly into a wall is the most dangerous thing in the world. Way too soon. Short roar. And I get hit by that. Half of my health. And that was a damage reduction, too. Ideally, I get a fly here so I can flash him. There we go. But I need to now drag him out of it. This is his lair, so he gets to do this special tornado nonsense. And the tornadoes do a lot of damage. Oh, cool, he landed. That's really helpful. I'll mount. Okay, yep. Roar, tornado, and another tornado, which probably hits me. Yep. Yep, and I'm dead. Oh, I'm alive. Oh, God.
Who needs health?
Get on the ground, sir! Thank you. Holy crap. YOLO. Please die. Thank you. Because I was in a windswept animation, the AoE kind of damage that the layer tornadoes do were just ticking at me. Ugh. That was almost really bad. Yeah, Kushala is probably one of the most difficult fights casually. You can really take advantage of him by using the flash pods a bunch, but honestly, even that makes it... it's still really difficult. It was a very annoying fight. That was very close. We almost double-carded to this thing. That would have been really unfortunate. But that's how dangerous those short roars are. It's a really, scary thing. And I don't like tackling against this monster because he just does things so quickly. That, like, if you are out-positioned and you tackle, you just get hit by the next attack. I won't make it for the Might Seeds. Oh well. I have 4 extra. Alright. Oh, more decorations. Defense, lock, and tiptoe. It's telling me something. Alright, next is Teostra. Also known as Toaster Cat, also known as Spicy Cat, also known as The Cat. It's got a lot of names. Teostra's lair is awful. We start fighting it there. Just like the Kushala lair that we just had to go into, the Kushala lair also likes to fight us. Anytime one of Teostra's attacks hits the ground explodes. Whoever designed this, you're not my friend. They aren't my friend. I don't like them. Because this arena is not great.
And not only does the ground explode, about half the arena is out of bounds, but Teostra can still go into it.
Yeah, that also is terrible. I'm going to grab stone here. I'm not going to do the mount, obviously, because I can't. So I'm going to grab the stone instead of... I want the Slinger Burst TCSs. I think that'll be nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no monsters that inflict defense down in Xeno percent. In Shard percent there are, but not in Xeno. Way too soon again! What's wrong with me? I can't do it anymore. No runnies. Okay, that works. Whack.
Last mode, he's doing it.
Ooh. Ooh. I am playing a dangerous game.
Yeah.
Yeah! I love this fight so much. No, I missed! And the lava bidet is about to happen. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's the ground that I said that if he just touches it, it explodes. And it's gonna do it again. And now the next one's gonna start doing it. Good hit. I can't dodge Teostra roars anymore. He's gonna jump. It's blast mode. In fire mode, he explodes them. Actually, to tenderize the head off of that.
So unlike Kushala, Teostra can't have his head topples chained together. He'll always alternate between a topple and a clogger.
Until the head break knockdown. That resets it.
Yes.
Careful. I'm in a really bad position. I actually hate this side of the arena, but I don't want to pull him over to the other one yet. The other side, because there's lava there, and I'm just getting really bad AI right now. Yeah. This is awful. Move. Move. Oh, I hit the neck. No. Good. Roll. Roll again, please. Oh, a roar. So luckily his roars, he can't really take advantage of anything. It's if I position inappropriately that I'll get hit. Oh, that's not the side I want to be on. Still hit a orange number. Yeah, a lot of Teostra fighting is just hit and run and baiting attacks. Gonna dodge forward. Tackle. Please don't do anything. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Now I want to get on the inside here, and I can chain this together. There we go. As we draw attack, turn it, and then it ends right where it said it's going to be. Oh, but he roared immediately. Perfect. And by perfect, I mean not perfect. Bonk. Good hit. Wait. Good AI. I'm at 2 pods, 3 pods. Holy shit. Go out. Careful. Wait AI. Let's frickin' go.
Nice.
Zero transition Teo. That was nice. Ooh. Sorry it gets a little quiet there. It's a lot of timing and precision, but whew. That was a beautiful Teostra. A couple of little position issues, just like getting control at the beginning of that fight, but once you have once we have control of the monster and we know how much damage we've done to the head, we can kind of anticipate when claggers are supposed to appear. And that's kind of like how the chaining logic works, that if I know if I landed a TCS on the head, that the next hit should clagger, but sometimes you can overwrite those things and it doesn't work exactly the way you think it does, just because of blast procs on the defender gear and stuff like that, which really didn't talk about, but you know, it's kind of a mute point at this point. Alright, 2 more monsters left. This run is almost done. I have no idea what the timer is at, by the way. Am I gonna finish on Estimate Green?
I also don't know what the timer is at.
Oh my gosh. We should. I've been like thinking about this. Ooh. Fire resist slider 2? Oh, this would be a great sharp% run. Got a slider 2 out of this. Alright, Valhazak. 254 right now? Oh, I don't think we're gonna finish. It is so weird. This is slower than that one. What? How is this run slow?
Greatsword is very good against Val.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm good.
Also, you almost double carded to Kashala.
Don't worry about... Oh, yeah, that's true. Ooh, yeah, I didn't really take that into consideration, did I? Carts, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, making estimates for this run is just so weird because of all the different weapons. The time varies a lot. I'll try to finish on estimate still. If I don't, I'll make it up. I promise.
As long as you sub 10 Val, you should be fine.
Yeah, 20 minutes. I should be fine. If I get a 6 here, I'll be really good. Actually, think I can get a 6?
Yeah.
Ooh, I want that.
Yeah, you can get a 6.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, because I'm not going to wallbang it.
So there's a cool little trick here with the Slinger Burst that kind of spawned a meme in Bagel's community that you can break the...
do that? Whoa! And clutch ball.
This is Valhazak.
This thing is awful. I'll let you talk about it.
Remember how the other Elder Dragons, like, repeatedly toppled from their head? Yeah, this guy doesn't do that. You can topple him from his head once, and you can topple him from each leg once. And after that, the best thing you really get is just flinches from hitting his chest. In addition, you can see this little smoke coming off of him. If you're near that too much or get hit by his attacks that utilize it, or you break apart sometimes, you get that.
It just happened.
That status Bagel just got, called Effluvia. And it cuts your health in half. Now, the very fun part about it is you can get Effluvia the frame before you get hit and just get one shot by a random attack because of it. So you have to be very careful when you're playing around it.
Oh, Gyros! Come on, come over here. Thank you. Nice clacker.
This is also the only Elder that actually has small monsters around when you're fighting it. These little lizards here, they're called Gyros. They will attack it when it's down like they're doing now, and eventually paralyze it. Like so.
No, I clipped the wing! Good, hit the chest. Careful. Chest topple. Move, Gyros. Good hit. Oh, whoops, that was kick, not. Nope.
Valhazak also has the tightest roar to iframe of the Elder Dragons. Because this fight wasn't awful enough.
So you'll see that like I move in really weird ways against some of these fights. I'm trying to position to bait out certain attacks and avoid other ones. Oh, I get hit with that? Ooh, we are good. Dodge in. Dodge in. Just a little trip, good. Should have Slinger bursted there. Dodge in. Nice, I got underneath it.
Clogger?
Ooh, that's the wrong direction, but that's okay. Still connects, let's go.
Nice.
Out. Good. Back. Oh god, it hit me!
Ooh.
I did not expect that. It's okay. Just don't bait out the literal worst tail attack in the entire game. Alright, that attack will just kill you. Like, you just die. If any part of it hits you, you literally just die. Break the leg. Break. Break. Thank you. Oh, that's an unfortunate arrow. Alright, we're gonna let it transition because we have to drop 2 rocks on it now.
It was a little hard to tell, but it did actually start to turn around to leave right there, so it was very important that Bagel got there as soon as he did. Otherwise, he would have missed the rock.
No, don't do that! Am I far enough away? Yeah.
Probably.
Come on, come over here. Do like triple bites or something. Not that. Or die? Wait. Okay.
Nice.
That was a very good Valhazak. 645.
Great, Val. Huh.
Yeah, we got this. I'll definitely finish under estimate.
You got this.
Yeah, Xeno will take what? at most 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah,
the transition into him takes 1 or 2.
Yeah, we got this. We got this. That was a really good Val.
That was.
If I beat a 315 RTA, that's technically a PB for me that I just can't submit. So that'd still be really cool.
Yeah.
This has been a killer run. A really, really good run. So if you have any donations or announcements that you want to make, now would be the time going into the last fight, because during the last fight, I'll probably be quiet. Green's going to explain one thing, and then after that, it's going to be silence for a bit. So if you have anything, now's the time.
No new donations right this moment, but I will say that it's going to be very, very soon here. At the very beginning of the next run for Silent Hill Homecoming, that will be the end of one of the incentive wars that we have going on right now. So right now we do have Big Rig Alex winning at $25, and then behind showing no love at all, we have Boogeyman Alex, Order Soldier Alex, and ER Alex. So if anybody wants to see anything different that isn't Big Rig Alex, you gotta show it some love right now or forever hold your peace.
I will say this, Boogeyman Alex sounds really cool, whatever that is.
It is the spooky season, after all.
We have to be thematic. Alright, so I mentioned before that we're going to bring the cat with us. The cat can deal poison. Poison does a lot of damage to this thing. Even if we get 2 poisons off, that's what, 600 damage?
It's over 10%.
Oh, never mind. It's a lot of damage.
Because one rock is 5% and does 746 damage, and a poison does 800.
Oh, I see. And we'll get 2 of those off, ideally, bringing the cat with us. There are other ways to do that, but it requires a lot of other gathering. It's better just to kind of like cope with the weird RNG that cat gives us, and pray that everything goes well.
Yeah. Sorry.
Come on. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. And skip the cutscene. Hey, look at that, big baby. All right. So I'm gonna be kind of baiting his AI to run under these. I got a bad angle there. I'm not gonna test it. That probably would hit, but I'm not gonna test it. I'm gonna get him to turn into it first. Tail attack. Because so this is what I was talking about earlier. Is that based on our position against a monster's model, we will bait certain attacks. Actually, I'm just gonna do the old way. Because this monster is so big, it's actually really easy to bait certain attacks against it. So facing away and running away from it will bait this runny attack, which we want to try to get 3 runnies immediately to get this as fast as possible. Any breath attacks are really bad because they're hard to bait, because we have to be running to like really get this. Getting like weird walkies instead. There it is. We're gonna drop that. 2, 3. A little too late there. I was trying to get the tenderize when the roar started, so it would knock me onto the ground, be a little bit faster. So now a lot of this is hit and run on this leg. The left leg is the leg we bully. He has a really low topple threshold on that leg. If we deal enough damage to it, he'll just fall over. Ow. Thank you, Divine Blessing. He's got a really weird sort of position right now. So we're going to try to take advantage of that. Uh-oh. Oh, God. That was very scary. That's runnies. His runnies will kill me. They are bad. Topple. Tackle. Oh, the wall! It pushed him away. I'm just gonna guard this. Nothing. This is what I was talking about, how the cat can really mess up the AI here by dragging him around. Where's double tackle? Ooh, double tackle works. Yeah, double tackle. Alright, that's how we do it.
Nice. And now it should be
Or
like a hit
maybe
away.
Slinger Burst.
Uh,
I guess if I'm in position, I Slinger Burst into the charged TCS. But if I'm not, I have to tackle into it, and I can just double tackle into an uncharged TCS. That works. Okay.
phase 2
sir?
has a few places he can spawn.
Okay, good. He spawned in the right spot.
Yeah. There's kind of 3 main edges to this arena. He can spawn at any of them. This is the ideal one, though.
Why did I do that? Uh-oh.
Yeah. Xeno's roar actually lasts longer than the amount of iframes you have, so you cannot physically dodge it.
No, I missed! Go in! Alright, so now we have to build up another. Don't run directly into it. We're good! Everything's fine! It wasn't right behind me the whole time! Huh? No. Yeah, I'm just gonna... That was an unfortunate topple timing. Also, every time that he moves, he's gonna knock us back a little bit, because this monster is designed really well. What's it doing? Tail attack. Block it! Oh my goodness! Some of these hitboxes for the beam attacks are really sketchy. Alright, so we do have to hit all of that in the TCS. Should be a knockdown here. There we go. Good. The next hit will topple. We're getting really lucky with this beam attack. It's probably the best thing that he can do. Because it leaves the leg exposed. Oh, I hit the wing. So this will be 2 hits. Does that reach? No. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Man, he sure is like walking partially out of bounds. That didn't hit. Oh my goodness. What's happening, dude? Just... There we go. Oh, the cat got a punch. Don't overwrite this. We're good. Good. Uh-oh. Turn. Shield. Oh, okay, we didn't get hit. We're good. This is the longest stagger animation in the game. It takes forever. You know what I'm gonna do? Ooh, yeah, this is a good time to do this. Alright, so this is super critical state. Ideally, we would never see this with every single weapon, but that's not... Oh my goodness, the cat's goated. Please. No, it didn't clip! So now we want to hit the chest, which is not... It's easier said than done, because some of his animations just put it out of range of being hit. On top of that, nice. On top of that, all of the ground is on fire now. Whew, 646. So we want to like make sure that we are managing our health appropriately. Oh, I wasn't close enough to him. Oh, he's too close to me. So, like, during certain animations, if we can't capitalize on attacking them, we are going to, like, heal and stuff. Stop doing that! This will probably bait a tail attack. Oh, nope. Good, no standing right next to a Pierce Pod, too. Pick up my stones.
Could be very close to dead.
I need to heal in a bad way, because whatever he's going to do next is going to hurt me. Oh, hey, look, it's not going to hurt me. I'm just gonna play safe here, though. Just be very careful. It should die right here. No! I was really hoping! Oh, please. There we go! And that's time! I didn't really warn you guys the time was coming up, but that's time! Whew, alright. That was a good run. It was the final time.
Great.
Anyone knows. Oh, man. That was a solid run.
Yeah, that was a blast.
312. Let's go. That's awesome. It's a 305 minus my loads.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. That was
not a problem. Thank you so much for the run. That was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that was actually a really good greatsword run. Only one cart throughout that entire thing, and greatsword's a super risky weapon. So, that's it from me. I'm gonna go find dinner now.
Yeah, now would be the time. If you had any closing remarks, now's the time to shout them out, or any special thanks.
Yeah, I mean, thank you to my community for being here and enjoying the run with me. And definitely, guys, hang out for more speed runs. The GOC has been an awesome marathon, and it's only just begun. And thank you guys for all of the donations during it. And Green, thank you so very much for commentating for me.
Thanks for letting me.
Alright guys, thank you again. Stick around guys, don't go anywhere. We got our next run coming up. We got Silent Hill Homecoming with Eldritch Mecha. Alright guys, stay put.